Okay.
Somebody rip his lungs out.
Per the conditions of last week, you did have to write and record a version of the monorail song. But you haven't recorded it, but we've agreed to allow you to do a live rendition. So let's... Do you want to count in, Ollie, or do you need like a backing track? We can get...
Presume he's just going to sing over the song on YouTube at his end.
I'm just gonna do it.
Can we have everyone else mute in respect?
Alright, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, right.
Ultimate spotlight on Ollie. Here we go.
Thank you. I'm not feeling nervous at all. Nick. Classic Nick, classic Carl. Okay. Well, sir, there's nothing on earth like a genuine, bona fide, fireproof, magic-giving enchanted varnish. What I say? Enchanto varnish. What's it called? Enchanto varnish. That's right, Enchanto varnish. Enchanto varnish. This thing's awfully sticky. It's the best, don't be picky. Can the varnish catch on fire? Not in your life, my talus crier. Explain how it worked to brain-dead Nords? It's applied exactly like oil to swords. Were you sent here by the Daedra? Oh, good sir, I'm an honest player. I'm over-encumbered and cannot move. Take some weight off and give me your shoes. I swear it's Whiterun's only choice. Throw up your hands and raise your voice. Enchanto varnish. What's it called? Enchanto varnish. Once again. Enchanto varnish. But the shrine to Talus is still all cracked and broken. Sorry, citizen, the mob has spoken. Enchanto varnish. Enchanto varnish. Enchanto varnish. Enchanto. Boom. I'll post the lyrics in the board again.
I like it.
Yep. Excellent.
Alright, yeah. Claps in Discord.
Yep. I will link to Beneath Ollie's. I will link my rendition of the.
You're not going to sing as well.
No, I am the eternal. I am an eternal disappointment to my Welsh mother in that I have the singing voice of a strangled cat.
Would anyone else like to sing Benji's version for him? Yeah, Nicholas, you've got a surprisingly lilting singing
I have not. Don't even dare.
Oh, wow. There we go.
My dyslexia won't let me sing that.
That's not quite how dyslexia... okay.
I will lose my praise.
Can we get another person to do the call-outs as well?
Well, we don't have someone to sing it yet.
Sing what?
Benji's version of the song.
Oh, right. Sorry, I only saw Ollie's. Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll do it. Someone wants to do the call-outs.
So Benji's on the one above.
Okay, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Everyone who feels like partaking, including myself, is obligated to do the call-outs. We're just going to all do it unless you really don't want to. So you give it a go, Callum. When you call what's it called, we'll do wood varnish.
Excellent. Okay. Well, Nords, there's nothing on Tamriel like a genuine, bona fide, viscous, fireproof wood varnish. What I say?
Wood varnish.
What's it called?
Wood varnish.
That's right, wood varnish.
I hear these things are awful fluids.
It sticks to wood, no lie to it.
Is there a chance the wood could bend?
Not on your life, my Riftman friend.
What about us Nordic slobs?
You'll be given brushing jobs.
Were you sent here by the Daedra?
No, good sir, I had no plane's favour.
The ring came off my casting pad.
I'll craft a replacement, my good man.
No, I don't think that's a call-out.
Crowd, you failed me.
No,
That's not a call-out.
Sorry.
It's not a call-out.
God damn it, I swear it's Whiterun's only choice. Throw up your hands and raise your voice.
Wood varnish.
What's it called?
Wood varnish.
Once again?
Wood varnish. But the Cloud District's still all cracked and broken.
Sorry, Nazim, the Marv has spoken.
Wood varnish.
Wood varnish.
Wood varnish.
Wood varnish.
Wood varnish. Oh, wait.
Wood varnish.
Cloud District. Oh,
That was
awful. But
that was
excellent.
just beyond the pale.
Oh,
Hey. Perfect.
I see what you did there. Where's the... here we go.
That's,
To the wanker's corner with him. Oh, dear.
So, I've delivered. I like to think.
Do you want to go get him back? I don't think he realises you've sent him to the wanker's corner.
I
Yeah.
don't think he realises he's in the wanker's corner. He's just kind of sat chilling out over there. It's actually quite annoying. We need him to start.
No,
So go and get him, you fool!
Yeah.
I feel it demeans the punishment.
You can send him there, you can bring him back.
Ah. Be the bigger person, you all said. Look who's winning now. Cool. So let's have some reminders from last session, and you'll have to remind me at the end of the session that we did the songs. Cool. Where the fuck are the reminders in this sheet? Here we go. In all caps, cheese it. Everyone but Zanzarim and Jomo is covered in flammable varnish. Oh, I forgot about that. Zanzarim and Jomo are still inside the city. The gates have been destroyed with smashing success, or at least set vigorously on fire in a way that is not easy to put out. And the Khajiit wanted to try to steal the money back from those people they murdered.
Well, maybe.
I'd like to reiterate, I didn't murder anyone.
Absolutely did.
I did nothing.
It's second-degree
Exploded
murder.
the building around
I believe
them.
it's felony murder, not second degree.
It's second-degree murder. You in the course of killing someone, of committing a different crime.
That's felony
killed
murder. That's
someone.
not second degree murder.
It's not. That is second-degree murder.
That's bombastic arson.
No, felony murder refers to the act of committing a felony, which also involves the death of someone else, which means you get done for felony murder. Second-degree murder is killing someone directly, but without malice aforethought.
Wait a sec. Do we even have felony murder in the UK?
No, it's an American thing.
Oh, fair.
But we also don't have second-degree murder either.
Well, it's an American game, though.
The point is, Carl is liable for the killing of that person, and is also attempting to steal
Both
money
those
from
people. Yeah.
I hold that I am in no way liable. I had never had any intentions of killing anyone.
You can hold
Same here. Same.
You can hold that all you want, but the people you were in a conspiracy with very much killed people, so
No.
therefore you're guilty.
No. I think Carl just found a loophole. I think you just have to say no, you.
I mean, it's fucking Elder Scrolls. The loophole is you pay the Weregeld and you're good. You can murder as many people as you like as long as you're rich enough.
How have they not done the best?
As long as the guards haven't tagged me, then it's fine.
I'm guessing Skyrim has some, or at least one of the games has some sort of the best animal to hunt is humans, and then they just pay the fine when they kill them.
I don't think so. It's not really ever been brought up. Usually with a Weregeld, though, like, if you can pay the Weregeld, but you're not, like, you're demonstrably give a fuck sorry, then the court will just say, well, no, you can't pay the Weregeld. This clearly wasn't a fuck up, you're just twisted. It's how that tended to work. But then that is a historical thing, and not really necessarily how Skyrim operates. But we see a lot of serial murderers and such, or mass murderers rather, and they never just go, fuck it, I'll pay the fine. Even the really rich ones. So presumably they're operating under similar logic. So I believe we said we were going to do some time skips at the start of this session, and time skips are coming up plenty. First off, I think we probably want our first and hopefully only roll of the introduction to the session. Everyone who's currently running away. So that's Joe. Oh god, I should get character sheets up, shouldn't I? That's Yuhnbric, Jomo. Not Jomo. That's Yuhnbric, Revere, Arnulf, and Kaklot. If I could get from you. Running away test. That'll be athletics over, I guess, strength. Athletics over endurance, actually. You're trying to outpace people.
Okie dokie.
Nicholas Kaklop can have it at a plus 20 or so.
So that degrees of success.
Nice.
Arnulf is an old hand at booking it when he needs to leave town.
So
Oh my
that's
lord.
4 degrees of success.
But
And only
that's
slightly
a lucky
behind.
number!
Oh, nice.
That's a critical success!
The lucky number paid off.
Yeah!
Is that our first one or a
I
bit?
think that is our first one in 17 sessions. Like, I know we don't roll that much, but statistically,
I think
should've hit one.
we had a few before. It's the first time it's been caught immediately.
yeah, we've had 2 or 3 where the person hasn't noticed afterwards.
Oh,
Until
yeah, I think
afterwards.
I had one of those.
That's a critical success.
Cool. And Ollie, I'm assuming that's not a critical success for you. Ollie, you're muted.
You would be entirely accurate in that assumption. In fact, that is somewhat of a critical failure.
So that's,
It's not an
one of my
unlucky
lucky
number,
numbers.
but it's 4 degrees of failure and then some change.
Okay, so full off.
Yep.
It counts as a 1 for young Nicholas. Revere, what was your DOS? Revere and Arnold, what was your DOS?
5 for me, 4 for Callum.
Cool. So in that case, rapidly accelerating away.
Can I jump on Catclop's back?
Not on 4 degrees of failure, you can't, mate.
With our degrees of success, can me and Revere suddenly screech to a halt, turn around, and go carry him away?
No,
Basically
I'm
reenacting
afraid-
that scene from the Two Towers with Gimli, where we're just carrying him away
No,
from the
I'm
city.
afraid he has failed the roll. So what happens
Shame.
here is Revere, Arnulf, and Catclop all power off. Unfortunately, slightly behind them because he ran off last, as I recall.
I did, yeah. But can I not spend a luck point to slightly twist the narrative so that I do end up on Catclop's back?
You can.
I don't think it lets you just negate the results of a failed roll. And
You can
I'm
re-roll with.
I'm also
you could
just.
use a luck point to
I'm just gonna,
re-roll the
like,
test.
veto this and say it's not actually that important.
Okay, no worries.
It's like valid theory crafting, but it doesn't merit this amount of talk. So, unfortunately, Yuhnbric, not as fast as the rest of you, is caught up to, decked into the dirt, and brutally, I guess, removed to prison would be the phrase. Slightly less dramatic, as he actually does, I think, know the secret escape route out of prison.
I do, yeah.
But yes. The rest of the morning passes in fairly tense silence for most of you. Jomo attempting to blend in the town as the guards look out for one of the Khajiit, which they're pretty certain they punched on the way down, or at least someone said they punched a Khajiit on the way down, and there was definitely a regular Khajiit reported with the group of saboteurs. So he's kind of flitting around. He's got a great head start on being caught, and the benefit of having Zanzarim on potential lookout duty. There's also a sort of an all points bulletin written on paper out for Zanzarim, but as a small cuddly house cat, even though the guards know that they definitely need to take this seriously and are looking out for him, it's kind of difficult to profile house cats. Like they
Am
Have
I
you
in
seen this
my
cat?
wizard robes and hat in the picture?
they are mentioned, definitely, but it is not difficult for you to take those off at all.
Yeah, I was going to say, at some point I want to meet Jomo. And
Yeah, you
Awesome.
can
Thank
you
you.
can assume that you and Jomo have success. Like the two of you can hide with this much of a head start in a city as large as Whiterun, are able to hide out for the better part of a morning without significant issue. If it comes to a few days, you might be a bit more hard luck. In more hard luck, rather. Yuhnbric, you're carted off to the cells, awaiting interrogation. And Revere and... God, I'm forgetting names. Bloody Rona, get out of my mind. Revere and Arnulf. I've got them in front of me, I don't know why I can't just read them. Revere and Arnulf find an abandoned cider brewery on the east side of town. Hide out there instead.
Oh, my heart.
Filled with rats.
Dirty, dirty rats.
Rats and moles.
Filthy rats.
And no cider.
Oh dear. And Catclop just has to walk far enough outside of town that people think he's a saber-tooth, and then people start fucking with him. Same situation as Zanzarim, where theoretically the guards know what they're looking for, and they at least have the wound that they can look at in this case. But as long as he's not moving, and from a distance, he just looks like a regular saber-tooth. And few guards are particularly happy to go like poke saber-teeth, find which one is the enemy spy. It's the type of thing you want to fob off on a passing adventure.
Uh-oh.
More boots.
That's the voice of someone who's not put the dots together right there.
No, yeah. As I said it, I was like, oh, wait.
Fortunately for all of you in slightly precarious straits, Ulfric's army turns out to be not particularly far behind you, and in the early afternoon starts streaming around the southern gates of the northern walls of Whiterun towards the southern outskirts. The fires have only just begun to burn down by that point, meaning that the gates are simply far too fragile to be closed. They'll crumple like ash. And the defenders of Whiterun have had zero time to put up additional defences. They've been so occupied in the manhunt for mostly these 3 cats, and attempting to figure out how they can best repair the gates as quickly as possible, that they seem to have not noticed the failure of their early morning sentries to report in. Ulfric's siege of the city lasts less than an hour. It is brief, it is mostly non-bloody. The defenders give in quite rapidly as the outskirts fall. Ulfric's Stormcloaks punch into the Plains district.
Can the Khajiit do one roll to see if amidst this we manage to find the lockbox with the money?
It is buried under a building's worth of rubble. You
might get lucky.
You are going to need to dig for a long time, or at least.
I mean,
what?
What if we get lucky? Then, you know?
You have a house cat who can get through tight spaces.
That's not really the concern. Like, the cat can get through tight spaces, but if you tell him, get inside this mountain, it's still rock.
I mean, rubble actually tends to have a lot of holes in it. It's just small holes.
I mean, valid, but I still don't think that's necessarily a great situation for the cat. I tell you what, you can roll, Creed, and if you get your lucky number, then it's right. One of your lucky numbers, then it's right close to the surface. You or Jomo, whoever's got more lucky numbers, can roll.
I have 3.
Carl?
Yeah, I got 3.
Oh.
I tell you what, it's only 3. Well, you can both roll. If either of you get your lucky numbers, then you find it.
Oh.
Tension.
No.
No cigar.
Yeah, you pick over the surface rubble as best you can whilst hiding out from the guards, but it is not that close to the top. And also, you only have one Khajiit who's able to dig with his hands, and otherwise the house cat is really only left with the option of crawling inside the unstable explosive rubble filled with pointy weapons, which is a thing he can do, but is not a great move safety-wise. Oh god, my nose is so blocked. The siege of the Cloud District lasts even shorter. Insider information tells Ulfric that all he needed to do was secure a single spy, and the Cloud District would fall in short order. Sadly, Nazim proves crucial for one last time in the campaign.
Nazim, but you're a snake.
The arc that just won't die.
Why are you calling Nazim a treacherous snake?
Because I'm not a Whiterun native? I'm not
we
betraying my home hold?
I have one question. Will we get character XP for Nazim's continuous character growth?
God damn it. Nazim, scream. I'm going to deduct points from Nazim.
Does he have the Thum now?
Balgruff's surrender of Whiterun is rapid. He probably could resist, but if he did, it would mean the city would descend into open fighting, and a relatively bloodless siege would become an outright sack. One he might win, but which Whiterun would burn to the ground for. The rest of the day is mostly Ulfric being far too busy to see any of you, but you do manage to meet up relatively quickly. Team Nord comes in from outside the gates, finds Team Khajiit the rest of Team Khajiit rather, picking over the ruins of War Maidens, and then in relatively short order is able to go down and secure Yuhnbric's release from prison. It was fairly well timed, as he was sort of half in, half out of the secret escape at the time, and if you'd been more than a few more minutes late, he would have had to walk all the way around town and come back.
That would have been so Annoying. I'm just a little bit taken out of my time.
It's the next day before Ulfric consents to see any of you. He has you brought into the Jarl's palace in Dragon's Reach. Balgruuf stands annoyed by his side, very conspicuously ousted from his familiar Jarl's lounging throne.
Ulfric's probably just happy to have a chair that fits.
Has Ulfric not fitted his chairs before?
Yeah, like the Windhelm throne is like for a guy who's supposed to be 12 foot tall.
I mean, the Dragon's Reach throne's almost as old.
I know, but Windhelm's... Like, Callum, back me up on this. Windhelm's throne is ridiculously large.
It's a very large throne, but it's quite suitable.
Cool. So you can consider yourselves to be... I mean, Catclop, you would have had your injuries healed as well. The Stormcloak will have taken care of you, somewhat confusingly, but they will have done it, so you can regen your health. You've also all had a good night's sleep, so if you'd like to regain any lost fatigue points.
Aye.
And you're... Sorry, Ollie, could you mute yourself, man? Oh, Ollie.
He's not there.
Oh, sorry, I thought my bad.
Cool, is that... Okay, I'm guessing that's done. There we go. Yes. So you stand in the hall of the Palace of Dragon's Reach. The 6 of you aligned, all sort of set up in a row. Around you are various disconcerted Whiterun guards. You can tell the ones who really don't want to be here versus the ones who actually are pretty happy to see that the Stormcloaks have taken over the town. And you know, Skyrim belongs to the Nords, etc. Ulfric motions for the 6 of you to approach. My spies. You have done well. And I follow through on my promises. He crooks a single finger towards Revere. You are hereby inducted into the Stormcloaks. And promoted to the rank of captain.
Alright, mate, keep it in your pants.
Oh, my Talos!
All of our Talos. I'm making all of you official Stormcloaks.
Isn't this the best day ever, guys?
Carl, ask if he can give us some soldiers to search through that rubble. We lost some stuff in there. We could form a team.
All I want to see now is the 2-hour-long conversation between a lot of cats asking for, in their words, thumbs, but more so, and Ulfric just being confused as all ball.
My Lord Ulfric, we require extra thumbs.
Ulfric looks from the Khajiit with no thumbs to the other Khajiit with no thumbs. Yes, I expect you do. But there is no time for that now. I have plans, and you are going to help me fulfill them.
I just do, thumb to finger rubbing, like, the money sign.
He nods. I promised you another 9,000 when we took Solitude. That is what we will be doing. You 6 have proven yourselves to be capable combatants. I am taking my army and the rest of Whiterun soldiers and making a forced march on Solitude. You 6 will range ahead, masquerading as refugees from the sack of Whiterun. When you get to Solitude, you will spread as much disorder as you can in the lower district. Minimize civilian fatalities wherever possible, but burning, magic, daedra, disease, anything, you'll have a matter of days at most. I need the place in utter chaos.
What's your policy on assassinating high-profile targets? Are we required to do it, or is it more a case of if we walk past them in the street, whack them? If not, don't bother.
He shrugs. If they're Imperials and you can get away with it, go for it. But dead men don't get pay, is all I'll say.
Zanza here has run out of walking around money.
The various Stormcloaks around the place kind of whir backwards, though I think a lot of the guards have heard you at this point. Ulfric nods. I will provide your esteemed captain with a purse of operational funds.
Zanzarim Zahir is curious if you will craft for him one of your uniforms.
Ulfric strokes his beard. That sounds fucking adorable.
Vodge kind of cocks his head as well.
He turns to Balgriff and raises his eyes. Balgriff, looking visibly defeated. I will arrange to have a Stormcloak uniform made for the young sir.
Mr. Lord Stormcloak. Does this mean that I outrank the rest of these guys?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
When you say these guys, are you referring to his Stormcloak soldiers around you, or the rest of the party?
The rest of the party.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I promise by my word not to abuse this power.
If he wants it.
God damn it. Are we clear on your mission and your time frame?
Stormy old mucker.
You leave this evening. I advise you go in by way of the Karth River. Any other questions? And Ulfric leaves the floor open. Yeah, any questions at all? You can ask out of character if you prefer speedier answers. Sorry, I'm echoing on someone, I think. I'm not sure who, though.
I'm not seeing anyone echo.
No, neither am I.
It's just paranoia. Carry on. No, it's your Nicholas. I'm echoing on your Nicholas. I see him flashing.
Now,
yeah. Screech. Sorry, were you going to have a question there, Nicholas?
No.
I am going to ask Ulfric if there's anywhere we can trade in our current gear, which is not exactly the kind of thing you'd have if you were a refugee, for some replacement stuff that would be more befitting refugees, so long as our current gear could be stored with, Stormcloak people here.
They're operating under a fairly limited sort of operational situation at the moment. They've just kind of half conquered, half occupied.
No, I get that, but obviously I've got quite a nice mithril axe. It's not exactly the kind of thing you'd expect a refugee to be running around with.
Yeah, sure. You could.
It might raise questions. So if I could trade in my mithril axe for safekeeping and get like a sort of a dirty iron one that might look like I grabbed it and fought my way out of a sack.
That is fair. He will have something shifted out from Whiterun's armory, or Dragonreach's armory, in fact, for you. So you can mark your mithril axe as like safe with the Stormcloaks, assuming they win. and you can add 1 common iron axe, as long as you mark that it's on loan.
Ewan?
Yes.
Any chance I can ask Ulfric for the funds to help make my devices?
I think he's still somewhat strapped. Sorry, Nicholas, could you mute yourself if you're an echo?
He's still somewhat strapped for cash, I think.
Yeah, somewhat strapped for cash, and now he's even further from Wilhelm. So,
I'm going to ask for a new water skin.
If you could, you add 1 new water skin.
It's like Stormcloak Santa.
To be honest, Ollie, I'd probably wait till after we've secured Solitude to ask for patronage. Although, if you are a great inventor, he probably will give you patronage, when he's swimming in it.
I think Ulfric has more dark elves in his life than he's comfortable with, as is.
I don't know why I found that funny. I don't know the lore enough to giggle at that, but I did anyway.
New item, Ulfric Stormcloak's water skin.
Damn it, it's not his water skin. If anything, he would have taken it from Whiterun. Like, he's any new gear you're getting is Whiterun emblazoned, for the record. What were you going to ask, Creed?
Don't know.
Still means it's his water skin.
Okay, in that case, sorry.
You were going to say something, Ewan, about asking him? No, you said...
yeah, just like, it's not actually a hard no, it's just you would need to convince him that your thing is important for the war effort. And...
I mean, I can give it a go, actually. I can just quickly say that there seems to be someone who's abusing some sort of magical power to go back and... I mean, I just want to make a case for seeing people deleted out of existence and time travelling. And try not to sound like a raving lunatic.
I think that shit might have sailed.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
see how it's not a raving lunatic thing, I'm afraid, is the thing. Like, I suppose time travel is a thing. The Sijiks are rumoured to have it, and Ulfric would be educated enough to know that. I will let you do persuade over personality at a -50, Ollie.
That's a 1 or under.
Oh, it's lucky numbers as well.
Fuck it. What have I got to lose, right?
Well, he already
Unlucky
thinks you're a
numbers.
crazy hobo.
Unlucky numbers is what you have to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good roll, but I did not make it.
Sadly. Yeah, no, it's... your arguments are good. The problem is you're in more or less the exact position that the guy from the trailer to Skyrim is in. Arnbjorn? Aaronhart?
Arngir.
The guy from the...
No, not
the
Arngir.
guy-
Arngir's the Grey Cloak.
Esbern.
Esbern, there we go. Thank you. You're in Esbern's position, where he's going, guys, dragons are going to come kill us, and everyone keeps telling him to shut up, nerd, up until there are dragons killing everyone everywhere. And they go, fuck,
Oh
where
no,
was that
who
one
could
guy?
have foreseen?
Yeah, who could possibly have called this in advance?
Fair. That's fair.
Okay, and so with that, Ulfric has a pouch of monies from the Whiterun treasury handed over to your newly appointed captain, Revere. Revere, if you'd like to add 1,000 Gs in operational funds.
I think you'll find it's Captain Revere.
So, right to your head straight away, is it?
Cool, and you're out of town at the end of the evening. So, any final notes for Whiterun?
Buy some rations.
To be fair, with 1,000 Gs, what you could do is employ someone to dig in that thing, find the lockbox, and keep it safe for you.
I think the lockbox
Just
is
saying.
less than a
Yeah,
thousand
but
Gs.
I'm the one with the 1,000 Gs, and I don't care for the lockbox.
The lockbox also contains, like, the best part of 1,000 Gs.
It probably contains
With this
slightly
1,000 Gs, we could hire 10 men to dig out that 1,000 Gs.
I mean, like, 100, you could probably hire a bloke to get you the lockbox.
I could, but it seems like it would be, number one, a foolish endeavour, and number two, it would make the cats happy, which I can't abhor.
That's true. We do have a second level spell scroll, which is unknown what the spell is, and a chest. I'm not sure if there's anything in the chest.
I think we have more scrolls than that, don't we?
No, we got rid of. We used one, and then
You're wanting
So
to cast a random scroll on rubble?
Don't
No.
cast random
Oh yeah,
shit.
we just have one. That
yeah, we have
Same
one.
in my
It's random at the moment. I don't know if we're going to take in evening trying to identify it, or take it to wherever his face was, the mage guy that we now probably have access to.
Farenghar Secret Fire. He is probably forced to see you at this point.
That's very good. We could go and make amends with him.
We can have him identify it so we know what the fuck we have, so we can probably tie it into something in the last 3 sessions.
I
we
think
can
we should go
strong
and make
arm some
amends.
extra scrolls.
Oh yeah, or some extra scrolls. Oh, we have enough gold to buy a ton of fucking magical scrolls, yeah.
I'm up for making amends and putting him under duress so that he has to say yes. And then I want to swing by the companions.
Okay, you know what?
They're going to have to give us promotions now.
You've all got 10 minutes to sort your last things in Whiterun. Who's up first? Team Khajiit, do you have anything you want to do?
Not personally.
I'd ask the rest of Team Khajiit. I, as always, have no money and no rations. As a reminder.
Food.
I've got 80% of a cheese wheel. It's quite old, but cheese only gets finer with age.
Exactly.
Yeah, not gonna lie, all of you have been living with the fact that Zanzarim farts on his all-cheese diet excessively.
He's also massively obese.
Zanzarim demands to be carried.
Oh dear.
Zanzarim can roll like that cheese wheel down a fucking hill.
Oh. Big rip to the cheese rolling. They did that
Yep.
baby bell though, so it's all okay.
That's the point. We should probably buy some rations as well while we're at it.
That is fair. Jomo, was there anything that you wanted to do then? Because Creed has defaulted, and Yuhnbric has also defaulted.
Like I say about the food, we just need to stock up on rations. But I figure we could finagle Ulfric's people into feeding us.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I can see that he'd sort you with some food. Your cover story is that you are refugees, but he will sort you. Let's see, how long is it?
I mean, so long as we eat it all before we get there, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't question the cheese.
We've been starving for like 4 hours.
Call it 5 days to Solitude, so he will. Basically, you've got Catclop, so carry weight doesn't account. That isn't necessary, but you can assume that you have all been given enough trail rations for a solid amount of food per person per day.
It's been ages since I had trail mix.
I think these are trail rations rather than trail mix.
Oh, well, no, I
If
mean,
you take it on different trails, though, it becomes a mix of trails, therefore trail mix.
That's not what those words mean.
So it's fine. It's cool, good. It's fine.
So,
I'm going to grab back in 1 minute.
Team Nord, was there anything you guys wanted to do? And I guess Team Dwemer, because I keep forgetting that you're now a separate team, Ollie, and I sort of subsume you back into Team Nord.
No, yeah, you can become part of Team Nord again.
Can I come on as an independent
Still love you.
contractor?
We'll accept you in Team Khajiit.
Yeah.
Then we'll have the majority party members by far.
We'll have the majority vote.
This is not a democracy. I am your captain.
If I ever get round to making my goddamn CK fucking RPG, imagine the elective votes.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm going to come on as an independent contractor. What are they called?
6 minutes left on the clock, Ollie.
A demo. I want to be an army engineer, so I guess.
6 minutes left if you want to do anything.
To what end?
Right.
No, I don't
Do you want to go and make amends with Farenghar?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Let's go. Definitely go to him. Yeah.
Get some scrolls.
This time you punch him in the face.
He is fucking terrified when you walk into the room, backs up, goes to cast, sees the 2 heavily armed Stormcloaks behind you that escort you in, puts his hands down. What do you want with me?
I was coming to apologise, actually.
Okay.
Well, you see, I may have done you a massive disservice last time I saw you, and really did need to apologise for that.
He curls open his lips in what you think at first might actually be a smile, only to see that he's missing all 4 of his front teeth.
I don't know why. out of character. I don't know why he's doing that. I hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah,
I think it's more the implies fact that, oh, right, they fell out. I thought it meant he'd been roughed up by the Stormcloaks.
no, he hit the floor, if you'll recall.
Oh, Jesus.
You hit him in the back of the head, and then pretty much spiked him into the floor.
I mean, I didn't catch him when he fell, but
Still, it's fucking Dragon's Reach. It's all stone floors. You fall wrong. Would you like to continue with that?
Yeah. My bad on that one.
He still looks confused, though not openly malicious, glances to the two Stormcloaks behind you, and apology accepted. Now, I would prefer to be alone, if that's alright with all of you.
I'm sure it is. Not to say that you're not sounding happy about it, but, you know, good to see you're getting on with life.
I don't really feel that was very sincere, Farenghar.
I was going to say that out when we got out the door.
Would you
I
like
just
to
thought Baz
roll-
walking by in the background.
Would you like to roll Intimidate?
I would. Do I get a bonus for my Stormcloak pals?
Sure. Wait, do we have Intimidate in this? We don't, do we? So it's just Persuade over Strength, I guess. Yeah, I'll take Persuade over Strength. I will give you a plus 10 for the two heavily... plus 10 per heavily armed Stormcloak behind you, so it's a net of plus 20.
Excellent!
He raises a single finger like he's going to say something, and then mutters a speedy incantation, more or less 3 words, and with a puff of smoke, activates his emergency recall.
Where's he going to?
Wherever he set his mark.
Anywhere but here.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's the Whiterun Court mage, so presumably it's going to be close by. I'm just worried he's going to puff back to Solitude.
He
Depends
lives
when
on
he
the
set
edge. He
it.
didn't even set a mark.
You're not... Jesus Christ. I don't think it works if you haven't set a mark. I'm pretty sure you
No,
have
I don't
to
think it
set-
does.
Yeah. No, but you're not wrong, Benji. He's probably somewhere in Whiterun. Even if it's maybe the outskirts or something. But it looks like he's fleeing the town.
I'd love it if he was hiding behind his desk. He reappears in his own cupboard or something.
Can we roll perception to see if he's just reappeared in the fucking chimney and we're just not looking on?
Flash of lights, pair of shoes beneath the curtain.
You do a speedy check, and then discover that no, he is in fact not in this room anywhere. Cool. You
Steal
have,
some scrolls.
that is it, and we are done in Whiterun.
Steal some scrolls.
Oh yeah, can we just open it on his desk and just kind of wipe our arm across it into a bag?
Shrink.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I don't think those are yours. Pipes up one of the Stormcloaks. They'll be for the war effort.
Whip are the war effort, soldier.
If anything, we're like
Oh,
the
yeah,
linchpin of the whole
Who do
plan.
you think?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are anyway?
The soldier sort of cracks his knuckles. Stormcloak Special Forces is who I think I am. Who do you think you are? You jumped
Oh,
on
yeah.
ghost.
Oh
the
yeah,
the personal outriders of Ulfric Stormcloak himself, mate.
yeah. What's your rank?
I don't think they have that many ranks in the Stormcloak. Let's have a look at what the Stormcloak ranks are.
Mate, we're the ones being sent
Roll,
on
Captain.
special missions by Ulfric Stormcloak. You might
Ah.
need special forces, but all it looks like to me is you're kept around so you can stand behind people and look intimidating.
Yeah, now get over here and hold that bag open.
I feel like the Stormcloaks actually only seem to have the ranks of Sergeant, Captain, and regular guy, and I guess Ulfric.
Ulfric is a rank.
I am
Yes,
Ulfric.
I'm Ulfric Stormcloak.
I am of rank Ulfric, don't you know?
They grounded me, Ulfric Stormcloak.
It's a dynasty naming situation. So if Revere were to ascend to the rank of the Ulfric, then they would become the Bjornsson cloaks.
I'd still like to become the Ulfric Stormcloak.
If Revere has himself and it's not a pseudonym, what cognomen?
Either way.
Yeah.
No, a cognomen is a nickname, whereas a pseudonym it replaces, I think.
Yeah, but it's like Ulfric. Is Ulfric's a pseudonym or is Ulfric's a cognomen?
It's technically a cognomen, but that's also kind of a second name in this scenario.
saying condiment.
Is there anything magical in there that I can use, do you think, that I can identify as useful for myself, for whatever reason?
I think
I don't know, you can check inside the bag
I think
afterwards.
the guards are telling you can't just loot the court wizard's office.
Do you not intimidate them?
No,
We're not
just
losing, we're requisitioning.
just leave it. Just leave
I
it,
think
mate.
you'll find our captain of second Ulfric rank is
Yes.
pulling.
Sorry,
It's pretty
the guy
Ulfric.
pipes up that he is in fact also a captain. They're more common than you'd think. Ulfric just gives it out as a reward for like successful missions.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that, soldier.
and moreover, from that to his eyes, to my eyes, you're all just jumped up expendable spies. You're one of maybe half a dozen groups that Ulfric sent ahead. You just got lucky. If we still see you in Solitude, then we'll talk.
Yeah, well, sticks and stones.
I tell you what, soldier, because Ulfric don't believe I can do this, but I'll challenge you to a Thum contest when we see each other in Solitude. Wink.
Yeah, I tell you what, sure. If I see you in Solitude, we'll have a big shouting match. It'll be great. Now,
It will.
out you go.
Fine, come on.
Cool. And you've used up your allotted Whiterun time, I'm afraid, guys.
I feel like we got a lot done. We got rid of the Jarl. Got an Ulfric instead.
You're...
All of Dawnstar at the moment, by the way.
I will have to look that up.
Is he are they a loyalist or a Stormcloak?
Stormcloak.
Stormcloak.
Ah, shame. What about Markarth?
They're not called Jarls anymore, they're Vice Ulfrics.
Okay.
Vice
Is the
Yes,
Vice
Ulfric's
Ulfric of
growing madness. He's won his first siege and renamed all of the military structures to be varying degrees of Ulfric. There are, in fact, 3/4 Ulfrics, as
So
opposed to
the
a
vi-
sergeant,
so the-
which is a half Ulfric.
the Vice Ulfric of Markarth, loyalist or Stormcloak?
Loyalists.
Yeah, hold a sec. Let me just get the map.
What about
They were loyalists, and then there was a sacking, and then I think they are still loyalists, actually.
I was about to say, if we get the Solitude mission done as well, we might start angling for a higher job for Revere.
Think so, yeah.
What were you going to ask, Ollie?
no, nothing.
Sorry, I'm just seeing if I can get a decent map of it. Yeah, it looks like it's a pretty even split. It's pretty much west versus east. This map is slightly inaccurate because Whiterun is actually neutral at start. They're just like neutral, leaning heavily Imperial. So Falkreath, Markarth, Farenghar, and Hjalmarch are all Imperial loyalist, whereas Winterhold, the Pale, Eelmarch, and Riften are all Stormcloak.
You're saying there'll need to be a new Jarl of Vice Ulfric of Markarth.
I think actually they're going to fish what's his face out of the dungeons and throw him on the Jarl's chair. But at the moment, Balgruuf is still Jarl.
No, not Whiterun, Markarth.
Oh, Markarth. Yeah, when it gets to it.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a hometown boy right here.
I think Ulfric of all
Exactly.
people is probably going to treat that town with a lot of care. Not least
That's why.
it's the scene of his greatest humiliation.
Like I say, there's a reason why he'd put a local boy in charge. Local boy made good.
Yeah, but Revere is also like an undying Ulfric fanboy, which is exactly the last person he needs in charge of Markarth right now.
Oh.
Should we
You
call
tone
it?
it down like
Yeah,
10%.
let's call pace.
Alright.
So your 5-day trek out from Whiterun to Hjalmarch. In fact, you know what? Let's see how efficient you are. Who wants to lead the trek? I will.
Me.
I can.
I vote a Wimbar.
I would like to point out again, this is not a democracy.
Pulling rank.
It is.
All in rank.
It is
Usual resources. I'm really good at.
I would point out as well that in both the
Well, no,
Khajiit way of reckoning who's in charge, and the Stormcloak way of reckoning he's in charge. He's in charge because he's both pulling rank and he's got the money.
Exactly.
Who exactly has the money here? Let me check real quick.
The Khajiit actually use Divine Right of Kings to determine who gets to be leader.
All right, you fight him and tell him he's not divine then.
I thought I had Navigate. I do not have Navigate.
Yeah, it'll be Navigate over Endurance.
All right. Well, I don't have Navigate, so
I have Navigate, but don't have Endurance. Pretty much.
Well,
I
know where
have
we're going,
Navigate.
but really-
I have Navigate and Endurance.
I'm rolling
Alright,
32.
my first order as captain will be Arnulf. Take charge.
I'll assist.
Right.
Cool. No difficulty.
I'm out of protest. I'm just going to stay here and chill.
So, with 1 assist, 10 is 64 under. Well, that is 5 degrees of success.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Apparently, Arnold's found his calling in life.
Yeah. Turns out he's actually just quite good at this.
He was born to be a Stormcloak.
Forward to the sequel where we do the military campaign and you're all pressed into the brutal suppression of the Reach. Okay. So, 5 degrees of success. You make excellent speed to Solitude. Flying out initially with a tide of small minor refugees fleeing from Whiterun, and then rapidly overtaking them. You hit Dragonbridge in Haffinger, the place where the Karth River splits Hjalmarch and Haffinger up towards the top of the map, in a little under 3 days. After that, it's barely half a day to Solitude. Now, you know that Ulfric was maybe 2 days behind you leaving Whiterun, and expected the journey to take about a week, giving you a day to operate, which means I believe you will have, 4 days in which to deliver chaos to lower Solitude?
Wonderful.
Pretty much.
Oh, at one point when we're conveniently 300 metres away from all other life forms, I'll inform the party that as soon as we get into the city, I'm locating the cart.
I shall assist you.
I suspect
you probably don't
that
want
we
to.
don't have to locate it because it will be at Castle Dower, and that's hard to miss.
Yeah, I mean locate. Find out exactly where it is. I'm a cat.
You have been given a fairly specific location, but you can find it within that. So you do know that as of last check, the cart was in the impound parking stables, in Castle Dower, in the lower district of Solitude. Where exactly in... Oh, sorry, Carl?
Oh, no.
Oh, sure. Where exactly in Castle Dower the impound stables are, and indeed where in those stables it is still up for question. So the recon is valid, but you do know that much. Cool. Your trip is rapid and like energy sapping, if everyone would like to lose a fatigue point, but you make it in record time. I am gonna just jot down a note here. 4 days for chaos. What do you want to do? You've got, 72 plus 24, 18, 19, 96 hours to all but sack Lower Solitude by yourself, including getting into the city without arousing suspicion.
Auction?
Auction.
What do?
Let me
We
just
still have the
get out
potions.
my old auction invoice.
We still have those charisma potions as well.
Let's crack out the old scheme. Pin the poster to the wall. We'll follow the 15-point plan.
Okay, I'm just going to go put my kettle on, but you'll probably do want to brainstorm both what your plan is and how you intend to get into Solitude. You can just go through the main gates, but if you do, because you're very distinctive, they will have your description, and there are genuine refugees from Whiterun coming, so might be some risks there. But you can try and stealth in different ways. It is adjacent to the Karth, which is a huge river, and it has a fairly large port. You could also sneak in mountainside. There's a few different ways in, basically. Callum can probably help with some of that. Other than that, like I say, 4 days in game or 2.5 sessions out of game. So
Can I passively aggressively create a boat whilst looking witheringly at everyone and just gesture towards the ports?
I think making a boat's probably a little bit involved for that. You can do it, but you're not going to be able to just like glare at other people whilst making it. Also, it's worth pointing out that Hjalmarch is a marsh by and large. A lot of forested land, actually. I don't think you have anything to cut down trees with.
I mean, I have my big fuck off wrench. I could maybe just wrench some trees.
I have my claws.
Got an axe.
And my axe.
There you go.
Might work.
Well, if you want to...
You've got two cestus, can punch a tree.
God damn it. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go sort my tea. Brainstorm.
So, I agree. I think river or mountain is probably better than front.
Split the party, you say?
I'm
Think
going to
hard.
immediately just run into the city and find the cart and start finding all information I can about how to get the cart.
I think
fair enough.
that when we get there, what we should do is we should spread the word that the refugees from Whiterun are infected with a potentially dangerous disease, necessitating a crackdown by the occupying Solitude guards, stirring resentment amongst the populace. Then all we have to do is poke a few people and just watch the chaos envelop the city.
I agree, but this plan needs more steps.
I have an idea.
We should pose as doctors.
And it's a two-step plan. It's a two-step plan. So we get Zanzarim into the city, and then he just keeps shouting random shit that's really disconcerting at various spots throughout the city. No one can ever find who's doing it. It appears in everyone's head. You make the people think the city's haunted, and you make them run.
I am too close to my cart for you to rely on my compliance and your plans.
This is what I get when I do an auction for you.
Alright,
If I find an opportunity to just bug out with the cart with the rest of the Khajiit, I will abandon it.
As soon as we have our cart and our alchemy supplies, we're gone.
Never won't come back to this godforsaken place ever again.
We've got potentially auction, the plague. We've got spooky ghost cat.
I like ghost cats. I think plague is a bit because you need believable symptoms to spread the panic. Otherwise, it's just kind of a bit like, ooh.
How about collective hallucination?
We could pay some actors. We could poison people.
We could poison
We
people.
got some more of that chicken beer.
Yeah.
We can make chicken beer. I don't think it's very difficult to make.
Just involves chickens.
I mean,
And
we could
beer.
poison the water supply, just poison the river.
We could, but then that would kill a lot of innocents. Or poison it, but not that much.
Those standing in the way of our cart are not innocent.
What if we
Right,
try
yeah.
and raise a cult?
Hallucinogens? Put hallucinogens in the river.
Now hold on, I heard
Right,
cult.
Palace worship.
I like
being-
I like cults.
I think we're just being
Okay.
overcomplicated here.
I'm down with cults as well. Wait.
The Karth is significant.
I mean-
the Karth is the single widest and fastest flowing river in Skyrim.
Over the mountain, then.
Flowing, that's Whiterun. But you're not going to be able to poison the Karth. It is, if you look at it on the map, that's actually not a bad scale. It is wider than most, indeed any of Skyrim's lakes.
In which case, we go to plan C, Daedra.
Daedra?
Daedra.
How is Plan
Daedra?
C?
Cult? Daedra?
Oh no,
Chaos?
I meant more of a Talos cult.
No.
Worshipping Talos.
No, you want chaos? You need Daedra.
I didn't mean summon the Daedra. I meant just sort of.
Why not?
You
It's
don't even know how to summon Daedra.
Yeah, it's
We've
not
got
in any
it.
of
It'll
our
happen.
skill sets.
It can't be that hard. You offer them absolute
It
chaos.
can't be
I'm
that
sure they'll
hard.
come.
Oh no, seriously, that's Nick's specialty.
Suddenly, Maroon's
They can't be
Dagon
that
are
hard.
manifested in the middle of Solitude,
really
summoned
can't.
by the promise
I'll
of
tell you what.
utmost chaos.
In the interest of being a constructive GM, I will go see what the relevant feast days are for the different Daedra and see if any are around your time. Carry on with your
Excellent.
discussion.
Right. Okay.
Underground gambling operation.
I know game-wise, Molag Bal has a thing in Solitude, I think, isn't it? Or is it Markarth?
Let's not try and get Molag Bal involved.
Yeah, no, Molag Bal is definitely Markarth. Okay, so
I think sort of Daedra is an option.
Daedra,
Dragonborn, if we get the adventurer with the loincloth up here, he'd cause chaos.
Alright, no. Here's an idea. The ultimate in 4D chess. We infiltrate the Solitude guards and convince them that amongst the refugees from Whiterun are many spies for Ulfric Stormcloak. And they need to lead a crackdown.
This could work. Or, another plan, we could invite a dragon.
How are we going to invite a dragon?
Oh.
So, just for the record, we've been describing this as a late winter campaign. So, in the interest of fairness, depending on the date, which I can vary around a little bit, the potential Daedra which are available to summon would be Malakath, Mathala, Boethia, Maroon's Dagon, and Molag Bal.
Okay, Maroon's Dagon, no. Molag Bal, definitely no.
Maroon's Dagon's pretty into this type of shit, to be honest, though.
Yes,
the
him
God of
being into
Rebellion.
it's kind of the problem.
In fact,
though.
the God of Rebellion is probably the easiest person to get on side here.
Maroon's
Exactly.
Dagon,
That's literally what we're doing.
yeah, but we're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to prevent too many deaths. So
Yes.
Maroon's Dagon is
We were
probably
told
a
to
no.
keep
Molag Bal
innocent.
is still a definite
We
no.
were told
Our
to keep
master-
innocent casualties to a minimum. Summoning Maroon's Dagon is not a good idea.
Our master,
Oh,
Antarim,
you
has
did.
said people in the way of the cart are enemies no matter what.
No,
Therefore,
actually
I see
true.
this as
That
justified.
was Shermo, but I support it.
right. This is my idea. This is why I think my idea works. Right. What is better for Ulfric? To conquer Solitude and be seen as a conqueror, or to be seen as a liberator against the hated imperial oppressors who, when they took in refugees from a conquered city, immediately viewed them all with suspicion and started a brutal crackdown.
But the issue is,
alternatively,
Boethia
Boethia is
the cart.
Boethia is the Daedric god of deceit, conspiracy, treachery, and sedition.
Isn't he the weird one with a dog?
No, that's Clavicus Vile. If we could get Clavicus Vile, I would be all for it. Clavicus Vile or Sanguine.
Also, Mercy.
we can't conquer this place with orgy.
Or Jigalag.
the
Not
I mean,
Jigalag.
all
the other one.
chaos.
The Daedra who you
Why did
are
I go with
actually...
Jigalag?
The Daedra who you are best positioned to summon is, at least in terms of people who actually give a shit about you, is probably Namira. Because Catclop is just Namira follower writ large in so many ways. But I unfortunately, he's she? I think she is a spring summoning.
Yeah. I mean, Boethia would be cool.
Boethia would be cool.
But I still think the Daedra might be a bit out of our skills.
No, I think it's a
We'll leave the
solid
Daedra
option.
summoning as we've got 6 hours left and nothing left
It's
else
a
to
backup-
try.
It's a
Fuck it.
backup plan. Draw the circle.
You've got
Summon.
to prep it on like the sly though, like make
wor-
sure it's ready just in case.
Right, and
Oh,
if, there's,
fuck it.
if we've got an hour left.
I hope we can use the words "fuck it, draw the circle."
If we've got an hour left and no one else is answering the call, then we'll consider Molag Bal. But
10 minutes
until
left
then,
on Fashion 20.
What were you going to say, Carl?
Carl?
BLB.
Oh, that's what he said. Right, that makes sense.
Traveling merchants? Can we not just buy the car back?
No! It's our cart!
What? I mean, if we walk in and say, "Here, have 1,000 gold," can we have a car?
We're paying the import. We're paying
Let
the
me actually-
impound fee.
Just pay the impound fee.
Let me just check what that you could like. The Ulfric thing is technically not the main quest. Your main quest is to get the cart back. You would fail the Ulfric quest, but succeed at the campaign in the most And let me
Get the
just
cart
see
back
what the
and
going
just
price
leave.
is on a cart.
I believe Team Khajiit is very happy just to take cart and walk off.
On the one hand, pay the fine. On the other, draw the circle.
The going price on let's be fair here. We've been describing this more like a wagon than a cart, but the going price on a wagon is 250. So 1,000 for a wagon is probably not a bad shout. If you
It does have a good deal of stuff on it, to be fair.
Yes.
Also, it would make Daddy Ulfric sad,
It would make Daddy Ulfric very sad.
and I can't abhor that. How do we get into the city?
As far as I know, you've not decided that yet. Who drew this?
I think we
face
said.
on the map?
I think.
This is
I
very
think we said
distracting.
we were going by the mountain.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, let's go by the mountain.
So you're
Mountain
gonna,
or Red
skirt up the mountain and then try and skirt back down.
Yeah, this is plainly more easier than building a boat.
What are the...
Huh?
What
Okay.
do you ask?
Right.
Like,
So-
where are we approaching the city from exactly?
It's a very
Well,
good question. So, to be fair, I did have you approaching the city from the southwest, was what I pictured. But
So we're already over that river.
I
Yeah,
want to
you're on
vote
that
for
river,
trebuchets and a new invention of something I'm calling the Yeet Sheet.
I think trebuchets have been invented.
Okay, if we're relatively close to the city and it's not too hard for a cat to go over the walls, I shall wait for you inside.
It's actually totally out of your jumping range. It would be out of Catclop's jumping range. Solitude's walls are fuck you.
Thum him over it.
Well, it's not necessary.
He will die from the fall damage were you to succeed. And or you might just get charged with animal cruelty by these cats watching you just thum cats. These guards watching you thum a cat into the sky.
Are there any passing
Just
wagons?
writing down
or-
some of these plans, by the way.
Are there any passing wagons or caravans of people entering the city?
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's like a steady stream, in fact, of people entering the city. You can see from your position, and you're basically in the outskirts of Solitude at the moment. There's scattered houses, a few like waterfront piers and such with fishing boats moored up, that type of thing.
Okay.
And a lot of these people seem to be moving for the safety of inside Solitude, where things will be protected, as opposed to outside Solitude, where things will be burnt. Or so consumed.
I would like to just walk along with a group of anyone or atop a cart and then run in through the gates.
The guards pay you no mind as you do. One more house cat in the steady stream of refugees flowing in. The trickle from Whiterun rapidly, or behind you at least, rapidly drawing out into a mighty flood. So Zanzarim is now inside Solitude.
Nice. I mean, like running into the front gate, we should go either via mountains or via river.
Can I put mud all over my face and just walk in?
Yes. What's your goal there?
To get in, I suppose. And if I put mud all over my face, especially if I put it on thickly enough, it's not going to look like my face once I get it all off.
He's not wrong.
You do only have the one. I mean, you have your big distinctive wrench, don't you?
Yes.
I can put it under a cloak.
All right. Well, give me your disguise.
Well, maybe an
Disguise
armpit.
is valid for the record, but give me your disguise thing here, Ollie. How are you making yourself not obvious to your fairly unique description?
Okay, so I want to just find a big, really ratty, tatty cloak. Maybe I'll just nab one off a passing refugee. Maybe I'll just find something. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Underneath that is my gem. So the only big thing I really have is my mace / combat wrench / wrench jitsu device and my Dwemer shield. But I can just put the shield on my back, put the wrench on my hip, and cover all that with a cloak, right? And then I just cover myself absolutely with what I hope is mud.
It sounds like you're hinging on being able to steal a big old cloak from the outskirts somewhere. Is the thing here.
Yeah.
So for Yuhnbric's plan to enter the city, I will take
Please just say engineering.
stealth over dex, please, at a +10.
Okay. What? Oh, do you mean Adj?
Yes, sorry, Adj.
Yeah, sure. So that's just straight 40 under. Oof. I'm going to spend a luck point, because I gain one back at the beginning of the session, I believe. Ooh.
Oh dear.
Thus was Yuhnbric thrown in jail again.
That's how you get the
You get inside Castle Dower, that's where the jails are.
I mean, that is 4 degrees of failure.
You
See guys, you don't succeed up, you fail up. I'm now inside the city, and where are you schmucks?
Are you wanting to stick with that one then, Ollie? I know you can't roll another one, but I am obligated to remind you that you can burn luck if you want to re-roll it still.
I can burn it down. I mean, I've got 34, so I can burn it down to 31, and nothing functionally changes, right?
Yeah, nothing changes.
Cool. Yeah, fuck it. I'll burn it down to 31. Do I also pass now?
No, you get to re-roll.
Oh fuck!
I think. Let me just double check that.
Motherfucker.
Well, at
Yeah,
least
less severe.
you got it back down to where you're. That's one doff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least you're not going to be automatically arrested now. You get into an extremely loud fight with an elderly woman who successfully manages to fend you off until the guards come over. It is, for a moment, it looks like they're actually going to try and arrest you, before they actually miraculously seem to just calm everyone down, de-escalate the situation, separate the two of you, and generally act like pretty decent officers of the peace. You're sent on your way with a reprimand, but just because it's time of war, that doesn't mean you have to act like an animal.
Well, I feel both morally and physically disgusted. I have all this mud on my face for nothing.
To be fair to yourself, I think you said you wanted to put the mud on your face after you had the cloak.
The joke only works if I already have mud on my face, so it's already on my face.
Sure. They're also confused by that, but I guess at least the guards de-escalating didn't see the mud. Didn't see your face, just the mud. And your beard is ruined at this point. Yeah, damn straight. That's fucking one of the artifacts of your culture. The second to last Dwemer beard left in the world that isn't on a ghost.
See, that's the real shame, you see. Like, it's been ruined by a bit of mud and rampant alcoholism that's left unchecked for weeks.
Very true. Also, a beard that intricate probably needs a decent hairdresser to maintain it, and you've not had one. These Nords wear their beards like hedges.
We do.
So, team, what are we doing? You currently have 1 out of 6 party members inside Solitude.
Well, I thought that some of us would be going over the mountain.
Sounds like
Yeah.
it. Cool.
Arnulf, do you want to come with me? Team Nord, do
Yeah,
you want to go?
well-
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, Carl, you up for that?
Who's up for climbing a mountain? By the way, I've
Closes his door sound. Sorry, Callum?
I was saying, by the way, I've decided to put some extra plans in there, so I think I've covered a good set of bases for the
I'm a
potential.
big fan of Dance Off.
Yeah, dance off would be good. There is a Bard's College in Solitude,
So-
and yes, you are right to say that it is genuinely haunted in Solitude.
Yeah, you've got fucking the Wolf Queen is in Solitude. It's
I'm
like-
thinking of trying to just slowly sow madness by telepathically projecting things like, "Did you hear that?"
Best way would be to
What was
combine all
that?
these plans into a way
you-
into just a.
You've taken up
Into
the
a
idea of my plan.
150-step plan.
No, it was more. We could combine them all
Whisper
into a
things.
into a slowly escalating thing of get the guards to lead a brutal crackdown of the refugees.
So what you're saying is each of us get to pick 2 to 3 of those plans.
Yes,
And
basically.
we have to do all of them.
I think we need to go with the plan I suggested, which it seems that Creed is now actioning, which is make people think they're crazy. It's super haunted, yo.
I like this. I also, if I could pick one of my own ones, I put fake Khajiit diplomatic mission, and we could pretend that Zanzarim is the main.
The what?
I don't think the name can be an Alfiq, can he? Is the
It could be any of them, I think.
What do these guys know anyway?
The main is
Skyrim.
the main is the leader of the Khajiits.
Yeah.
The Khajiit elected king, basically, or not even elected. They're born to rule.
Yeah. So there's the divine right of kings thing.
Yeah.
The name is literal for everyone else. It is a Khajiit with a mane who is the predestined ruler of the land. I'm not going to say it won't work, but for the record, even if it does get you into the Blue Palace, then the court mage, at the very least, is probably going to know who the current main is. And not necessarily what they look like, but that they don't look like a...
I'm not the main or the Grand Duke of Elsewhere. I'm the Grand Proxy of Elsewhere, his official representative. And it's just Zanzarim with just a stuck-on mane around his head.
I mean,
there's also a slight fact that Elsewhere at this point is a protectorate of the Old Mary Dominion, which means it is an enemy territory.
You can still have diplomatic relations with enemy territory.
You can, but...
I just want to see Zanzarim with just a tiny little halo of hair stuck around his head.
I'm just going to read these plans out for the benefit of posterity. In order, another auction. Form a Talos cult. Instill a plague panic. Convince the city it's haunted. Join the local guard. Summon the Deirdre. Not even a Deirdroth. Summon the Deirdre in their entire... Just pay the damn impound fee. Start a fight club. Underground gambling operation. Swindle the nobility. Dance off. Coax a dragon over. Coax a dragon-born over. They're extinct. Challenge the Jarl to a Thum off. Again. He's dead, his wife's in charge. Fake Khajiit diplomatic mission. Brackets, the main is here. Pretend castle maintenance crew. Hadn't seen that one. Chicken beer part 2. How much beer would you need to give the main population centre of the capital city diarrhea for days?
we would need a lot of chickens.
Oh dear. I don't think getting the chickens is necessarily the problem. There's probably enough chicken in Solitude just naturally. It's getting it into the beer. I don't know. Whatever. Cool. So for those going over the mountain, who's going to lead you in this? I think it's probably going to be an athletic strength at a.
I just want to say,
I'd probably be me then in that case.
if we end up doing the chicken diarrhea plan part 2, can we call it summoning the diarrhea?
Oh no!
You know where you're going.
Off to the wanker's corner with him.
Oh yeah.
No, back in your corner. Back in your corner.
What's up?
Something contains.
Sorry. So strength, athletics over strength at a -10 from someone, please.
Okay, well that's 48 from me. Callum,
That would be 61 from me. Oh no, 62 from me.
What are the strengths, sorry?
Athletics.
Athletics.
Oh, if it's -10 actually, then that'd be 52.
Athletics.
Do we all have to roll this? Sorry.
No, you can have one person leading the group.
Can I assist? Can I assist?
62.
Can I assist? Wait. How do you have 72?
62.
Yeah, but is that with a -10?
Oh, -10. Sorry, 52.
Okay, so we're all pretty even with this.
Can we just give one person 2 assists?
You can give one person 2 assists.
Sweet. Callum, you're in charge. Give you assists.
I can spend the stamina as well. I'm very happy to spend the stamina on this.
Yeah, sure. I'll roll it. It's fine. I'm in charge.
Okay.
Whoa! Let's luck that out.
Okay. So... God, what were you rolling at? Was it 52 or under?
It
He had
was,
2 assists, so
it was 72 under.
Oh dear.
Well,
What
you haven't lucked
the-
it. He hasn't lucked it yet.
I'm gonna
He's
luck
not
it.
Locked it yet.
Gonna coward it out.
Locked it.
There we
Well, that's
go.
fine.
Cowardice.
Cool 5 degrees of success.
Is that just Revere sets out boldly striding forward and trips on his new Stormcloak?
He's not wearing his Stormcloak. He's not wearing his Stormcloak in the shadow of Solitude's walls.
He's very
in fact, I think at
dedicated.
this point, the only one of you who actually has a uniform is Zanzarin, and it's in Catclop saddlebags.
Did they get that made before we left?
They did.
Awesome.
Sorry, you may add that to your inventory. It's in Catclop saddlebags.
Amazing. I got a little helmet as well.
It's
So you
fabric,
just
but
want to
sure.
storm cloak?
Like, they didn't have time to... They had neither time nor resources to devote to getting you an actual metal helmet, so you have a little, like, knitted fabric one. They might have, but someone blew up one of the main smithies in town. So, you ordinarily would have trouble getting into Solitude. One, at all in this manner, and two, unseen, as obviously the guards are quite wary for things coming from the mountain. However, you have two crucial advantages. One, this is time of war, and the guards are extremely distracted with people flooding into the city. Everything's a little bit more tense, and whilst they're focusing on watching likely routes for an army to pass in, they're a little bit more lax on likely routes for spies and such. I'm not saying they're not looking at all, but it's a little bit less of a concern right now. No one's quite figured out that Whiterun fell to sabotage rather than siege. Everyone was expecting Ulfric to lead with a much more open declaration of war, as he did in the game. And number 2 on your advantages list is you have Catclop. Catclop is a horse / cat who clops. And as with most horses in Skyrim, he is strangely capable of climbing mountains at even very odd or difficult angles. And with the rest of the party crowded atop his back, he hauls himself up the mountain and then sort of awkwardly sidesteps down. Carefully.
Nick, can I get some sort of noise to indicate what the noise Catclop would make when this was happening?
No.
What's a weird noise for a cat to make?
As he kind of nose down the mountain. No.
Fuck. Damn it.
That is how they changed his name to Noclop.
Well, he is a
I
cat
hate
with
you.
paws. Paws cannot clop.
Exactly. Goddamn bombastic deed name bullshit right there. Congratulations, all 5 of you are inside. The only person who seems to have noticed you come in as you wind down into one of the poorer areas of town is Zanzarim, who, meandering through the place, noticed you halfway down the mountain as you brazenly levered yourself into the heavily armed and defended Citadel of Solitude, and against all odds managed neither to be seen nor to kill yourself in the process. Selves in the process. Really should have put more than a -10 on for climbing down the fucking Hafinga mountain range into Solitude. But, big rip on me. Didn't realise everyone actually had invested into that. I'm so used to asking for a skill and people going, oh, none of us have it trained. Fuck.
Sorry, it's just the fact that normally in the books, they're like, you should probably do like a -10 for when it's foggy. And it's like, yeah, we get a -10 when we scale a fortified city wall and avoid the guards and everyone else.
Well, it's crucial that you get into the city, so I don't want to make it too difficult, but I didn't realise I'd leave it too far the opposite way.
I don't know why this is fucking...
We're in now, it's fine.
You're in now, indeed. Okay. So, finding a quiet corner to plot in, planning resumes. You may now continue discussing how best to sow utter chaos in Solitude. Enough
I'm
to make it...
expecting now, if you ever fight Ulfric, it's a -5, and that's it.
If you ever fight Ulfric, you won't have a chance if you fuck this up. He'll clash against the walls of Solitude, immediately get into a protracted siege, whereupon he will lose. If Solitude isn't all but on fire, or indeed on fire by the time he gets here, this fortress will hold him, and he will be cut off deep into Imperial-held territory. Carry on. Sudden tension there.
I would like to sneak into the impound grounds, please.
Castle Dower. Now, Castle Dower is going to be harder to get into. It is not directly adjoined to the mountain. It's set very slightly off from it. though it is built into and under it. And it does not have an open door through which refugees are slowly beginning to stream.
I maintain, gentlemen, that we should be attempting to lead an uprising, or at least causing the guards to think that there will be an uprising.
I feel that'll cause them to tighten defenses and get on the defense instead of everything being chaos.
No, but they're already on the defense. They know that Solitude fell to Ulfric incredibly quickly.
I don't.
You mean
They're not going to.
I don't think it's going to cause enough chaos.
Just for the record, you actually, due to your degrees of success on getting here, actually managed to outrun the news of Whiterun's fall. When, why, or how. Like, they know that it's fallen, but they have zero details, and those reports...
Yeah, but surely they have refugees from Whiterun.
Yeah, but you were one of the first groups to get in.
Okay.
So we need to silence the refugees, first of all.
Hypothetically, you could delay the news by maybe up to half a day if you murdered enough refugees.
We don't need to silence it. We just need to spread enough rumors about how the city fell that them going, oh, someone set it on fire. Yeah, exactly. If we get here first and say it, then our story will look better because we got here first.
How does this?
How does this help? The reason this helps is because we got here first. If we were Ulfric spies, surely we'd be coming here in the later waves of refugees, seeking to blend in amongst the crowd. We wouldn't come in the first wave. How would we get here so fast?
But no, the information, how's it going to sow chaos?
Well, because then they won't know who to believe, and they won't be ready. They won't be necessarily looking for saboteurs, especially if we spread tales like Ulfric shouted the gate down.
But the thing is, like, we're not being saboteurs this time. He just wants to place in chaos.
Well, this is the first part.
That's kind of what saboteurs do, young Nicholas. Like, just because we're not burning the gates down.
Okay, fair enough.
What if we all write down 2 to 3 of our preferred plans and we'll collate them?
I'm trying to figure one out. To be fair, like
there's a lot going on.
I have an alternative. I'm just saying that I feel that there should be another one because I don't think it's going to do enough for the chaos.
So it was partly tongue-in-cheek, but I also did write down a load of plans in there because I thought that we might get stuck on this.
I do agree with Daedra, to be fair, I'm not going to lie.
That was your plan, yes.
2 votes for Daedra. 1 from young Nicholas and another also from young Nicholas.
Somewhere in another plane of existence, Marunes Dagon rubs his hands together. Yes!
4 days to figure out how to summon a Daedra.
Nick, we really need to talk about you and summoning Daedra and demons and just generally other planes worldly beings.
If you do too much, you'll go blind.
I think he's going to be slightly gutted when he finds out that the Daedra are not anywhere near as evil as the Chaos Gods. Like, at least some of them even have positive attributes to them. Depending...
yeah, you've got to have to convince them to do shit as well.
Even Marunes Dagon isn't necessarily evil. He's just, big Satan.
Yeah, I do want chaos. I don't want world to end. We just want big chaos. Therefore, why not Daedra?
I'm on the side of big chaos. Keeping down the man.
Sorry.
I just have big chaos energy.
Young Nicholas testifying in front of the High King of Skyrim and all the Jarls. Just a little text bar pops up. Young Nicholas, lobbyist for big chaos.
Just young Nick just coming into the court, just slamming down a briefcase, opens it with a flick, out with flops. Big chaos energy. As his defense.
I feel like the Coax a Dragon over plan would meet our ends.
I do like that one as well.
The question is how we don't speak Draconic.
You do?
I do one word.
Can I build? Can I build a magic?
What the fuck is that?
Can I build
a dragon over there? Yeah.
Sorry, what are you trying to say, Ollie?
Can I build a magic megaphone through which Benji can shout, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough"?
He only speaks one word.
Strictly speaking, I do only need the one word to shout, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough." But if I did that, I would also be challenging a dragon.
Well, the city would be challenging a dragon.
The city would. The dragon wouldn't know that it's you.
Yeah.
I'd have to shout really fucking loud.
Well, that's why I'm going to make you an Enloudener.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We could do that, and then we could have the chaos plan on the back burner.
It's more
We can say on the Chaos Plan while he makes a thing and you do the shout.
It's just
Royal Rumble this Sunday.
And if we're feeling oh, why not? We just do both of them.
Okay, so if you'd like to divide
Minimum
yourself
civilian casualty.
Coming this
yourself
Sunday.
in the Discord, please. We have Team Lure Dragon and
This is Team Lord the Deidre.
Lure the Deidre.
I strongly oppose to both these plans because, again, our getting paid is cogent on freaking minimum civilian casualties. I will also point out, dragons tend to not care about property rights, and if we want the cart back, summoning a fire-breathing lizard is not a good idea.
As you pointed out, not all the Daedra are super evil. If we just want a bit of chaos, Daedra's a good option.
Nicholas, what if the Daedra options for summoning at the moment is Molag Bal?
Minimum. He didn't say none. He said minimum.
So it sounds like you're slowly, with the exception of Benji, you're all mostly on either Team Cult with a slight division on what cult you want to have, or Benji, who is Team Imperial Pogrom.
What's Team Cult? Where did Team Cult just come?
It's like either Daedra or Dragon.
It's
It's
all
a
in the Discord.
grassroots organisation. Team Cult.
So Team Cult is a loose organisation of Dragon and Daedra clan.
Yes. It's a
Leaning
really
more towards
complicated
Daedra,
religion.
I feel.
Sometimes I worry about the people I
It makes very little sense.
Someone learn a Daedric prayer and teach it to me so I can whisper it in the night.
Oh my god!
Oh, yes!
Everyone's thinking about it, and it's just it's like the freaking Doctor Who episode when the Master is everywhere.
We could pay the Bards College to come up with some pro-Daedra propaganda songs.
Alright, okay.
Daedra. Yeah.
He's getting
Yeah.
more and more worried that he's actually going to have to figure out how to do this.
Fuck yes, we're going Daedra Cult, boy.
This is such a terrible idea.
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's why it's going to
Give
work.
me
They
a
wouldn't
D.
expect
Give
it.
me a D4, and we will see which Daedra summoning day is conveniently in the next 4 days for you. I'm vetoing Molag Bal in advance.
Oh, thank God. I was so
Yeah, we're
convinced
not
that he was
doing
just going to
that.
fucking...
Oh, yeah.
3.
Like,
You're
I found it fitting I did it.
the Daedra for you is Boethia.
Okay, Boethiah is
that could
alright.
have been worse.
Could have been
That
worse.
could have been so much worse.
Does Boeda, do they support property rights?
No,
Boethia.
no, he or she doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean,
There you go.
to be fair, if there's not a Solitude to take over, the problem's removed anyway, right?
So long as the cart gets
No!
out, yes.
Boethia is the patron deity of murder, betrayal, intrigue, and is also one of the ancestral Daedra of the Dunmer.
Their titles are
Okay.
Lord of Plots, Deceiver of Nations, Devourer of Trinimac, the Queen of Shadows, Goddess of Destruction, He who Destroys, and She who Erases.
Oh.
Good job, guys.
I didn't realise that
Perfect.
Boethia devoured Trinimac. That's great.
Yeah.
Trinimac is an elven god. He's the patron god of the orcs. Boethia eats him, poos him out, whereupon he becomes Malakath. And he is, to date, incredibly insecure about this as a god. And if you ask him, he will insist that it's nowhere near as literal as people keep telling you.
What's the name of him again? I'm interested in this story now.
He used to be called... No, that's it. Callum can back me up. He used to be called Trinimac, and his post-pooed out version is Malakath.
Yeah, Malakath is the Daedra and
Wait,
patron god of the orcs.
The
Would I-
rebellion,
would I
this
hate-
is perfect.
would I
We're
hate-
helping a rebellion, and we're causing a rebellion at the same
He's a
time.
rebellion guy.
two things. One, he's a violent Daedric prince, known
Yep.
for the enjoyment and the suffering of mortals. So
Yeah.
we pick good there. Um,
Did we now?
Mhm.
Yep.
and they are worshipped by the Dunmer. And if I remember right, the Dwemer and the Dunmer do not get along especially well. So does this mean that I am going to be very, very scared of this? Well, I suppose actually, is this before the Daedric Prince is already on my radar? They exist, I suppose,
no,
right?
You would be openly contemptible of Boethia. Boethia is the ancestral one of the 4 key ancestral gods of the Dunmer as you knew them, and also the Dunmer in the modern era, actually, but not for most of the intervening time.
It's very much your era.
Yeah.
With the
okay.
It's worth pointing out. Remember, your entire culture, almost to a Dwemer, were committed atheists in a setting where gods verifiably exist. Boethia was one of the gods who, knowing that they exist and hate you, your culture deliberately said "no, you" and spat in their face. Successfully, I might add. Quite
you
successfully.
were atheists you were a bunch of atheists standing in a rainstorm wearing a copper helmet screaming all gods are bastards.
What are you gonna do? Smite me?
Oh no.
I respect
So we
that.
have a sacrifice as well.
Wait.
Actually, yeah, not gonna lie. Sacrificing one of the last 2 Dwemer alive, who happens to be your friend, sort of, is very much right up Boethia's avenue.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ollie.
I have wrench jitsu on my side. What do you have?
Being a lot bigger and stronger than you are.
I do not think that's true. He said, twirling the wrench around, trying to make it look like it wasn't as heavy as it was.
Gets really out of breath after like the 3rd swing.
You try being an athlete and also having an alcohol problem. It's very hard to juggle.
Well, is the Bard's College likely to have
could
some
say
information on Boethia that we can learn?
Yeah, probably.
maybe. Yeah.
There's also libraries in Solitude, and it is a big enough city that they're not super active, but there's probably minor Daedric cults in Solitude.
Yeah, so we do need a few parts to this. We do need to research how to summon Boethia.
We have got 4 days.
We've got 4 days, yeah. I mean, we need to... Yeah, I mean, we could pay a visit to the Bard's College and see how many might want to get on board with this.
We can totally complete a Skyrim quest in 4 days. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, we could totally develop a cult in 4 days.
If you have a cat that can semi-whisper...
I'm going to whisper Daedric prayers all night.
Yes.
It'd be hilarious if you actually cause a Daedra to be summoned on you. Like, oh no, this is exactly what I did not want to happen.
I love that, you're just walking along the rooftops, just like continuously whispering it, just across the entire city all night.
I'm going to say here that Arnulf is a proud follower of the 9 Divines. He's not on board with this whole,
We should hand out pamphlets.
Daedra summoning.
We could get some sweet robes for our inner sanctum.
Oh, another new outfit for me.
We can organise
Yes,
some
the
candle
third one.
meetings.
Do you think the Daedra are going to be
Hi.
impressed by us being really stereotypical?
I mean, all Daedra cults are... Of the majority of Daedra cults are very stereotypical.
They're just misunderstood, that's all.
Very true. Very true to
I'm like a true Daedric cultist.
Yeah, I mean, we got 4 days, so, go with what you know.
He may
4 days, we could do this.
like the suffering of mortals, but really they just don't like they just don't like the suffering of mortals I don't like. That makes it better, alright?
Different ones don't like the suffering.
Alright, so, yeah, I think we would need to split the party into...
No.
4 days, 4 sessions.
No.
You always split the party when summoning fucking Daedric princes.
To be
I
fair,
think
let's
it was,
calculate it that way.
Like,
I mean,
paranoia in the evenings, like if I skulk around with a giant saber tooth.
well, we need to designate at least one person to researching the Daedra.
I want to come with Daedra research person, but I probably, can't do it on my own.
Well, you can do it during the day, and then you can do the whispering at night.
Yeah.
Cole,
Cole,
you
do
can't read on
you
your
want to
own.
come learn how to summon Daedra with me?
Um,
Is that up your alley? What's your stance here, Jonah?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah? Should we go learn all the dangerous stuff? I think we should hold all the knowledge.
Just for the record, this is actually quite positive for you guys, it seems. Oh, wait, maybe not. So Boethia used to be, in her aspect as Boethra, used to be an ancestor spirit of the Khajiit as well, but apparently that might have been reformed out quite a while ago.
Okay.
Like, fucking words.
We are the faithful. That's all that matters.
Retconned by the studio. I forgot the name.
Oh no, Bethesda. No, in setting. So the Khajiit basically go through a big religious reformation, and they sort of mass convert to this new religion. And Boethia doesn't seem to be in the new religion, but she also still figures into like a number of their legends and such. So it looks like, compared to other Daedra, Boethia is significantly more palatable for the Khajiit than say like Maroon's Dagon is.
Okay. Still a positive.
Positive for you, super negative for... Sorry, you're echoing again, yeah, Nicholas.
Sorry.
Positive for you, super negative for the Dwemer, super negative for Arnulf by his own decree, and Ulfric, ! For Revere. I'm just filling in.
I'm pretty sure Ulfric's not down with summoning fucking Daedra in the middle of Skyrim City.
He doesn't have to know.
Exactly.
I think he's going to notice.
We just keep huddling and looking over it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ulfric walks in. My God, what's going on in there? Aurora Borealis? Aurora Borealis?
Look,
In this world, at this latitude, and not a Daedric prince? Yes.
Suffering will happen.
May I see?
Chaos will happen.
No.
The Daedra will be pleased. Ulfric doesn't need to know, doesn't have to see the Daedra. The Daedra will be pleased with what they've helped us do.
Yeah, and if the Khajiit
Suffering
are
will
handling...
ensue once
both-
Ulfric gets here. And then Ulfric will be happy with ruling the city. And then war will probably happen across all of Skyrim.
And if the Khajiit are in charge of the Daedra stuff, you could always just try and pin it on us if you get too high and mighty about it.
It's going to be blamed on the people who...
Which, ironically, will probably make Boethia like you more.
But Verith has just been listening in on our thought process this entire time. So you rang before you've even drawn the circle.
Boethia,
Right, so I think I got a
big
plan of vague and sort of in no particular order, so I put it in Discord.
Okay.
There are some missing steps.
What I'm seeing here is in order, title, Cult. 1. Fina, a base of operations. 2. Research Daedra. 3. Find fellow Daedra worshippers. 4. Distribute pro-Daedra material. Implicit to the masses there, I'm guessing. 5. Ominous night cat whispering. 6. Make contact with existing Daedric groups, which is step 3. 7.
Yeah, I may have repeated steps in there.
7. Pro-Daedra bardening. 8. Question mark, question mark. Question mark. 9. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. 10. Draw the circle. Implicit / profit.
Yeah. Draw the circle and hope we don't crit fail the roll and accidentally summon Molag Bal.
It'd be fine.
It's fine. We'll get Nick to
That
do it.
really wouldn't if that happened.
It's an iterative process.
So
We'll add steps as we go along.
I've done a little bit of research, and it looks like if you fuck a Daedric summoning, what will happen is either you summon a lesser Daedra and they attack you, or you get Sheogorath. And sometimes
either way we win.
Wouldn't be too bad.
I mean, yeah, that's not...
Well, it is for your purposes. He's not likely to do bugger all to help you. So, who was going off to research the Daedra in advance?
Aye.
That's Jomo. Sorry, was that someone else?
I think it's Jomo and Zandsbury. I'm not good with brain stuff. So,
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm going to help with.
try to roleplay though, yeah, Nicholas.
I just did. Ouch. Yeah, now I get it.
Oh, now I feel me.
Now is the time
Now
to roleplay the yeah.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's quitting out. He's left the game.
Snoped out of us. He's gone to that great. What is your Nicholas?
Pace.
Yeah,
Let's get
pace.
this finished.
The great stuff overflow in the sky.
While they're all doing this, I think I'm going to try and press on with the plan of lead an uprising within the walls and/or convince people that any refugees coming after us are telling lies and are clearly the spies of Ulfric.
So by
But that-
your
should
progress
assist
within the
our
plan is to ignore the plan entirely.
Yes, I am a
everything
good
he's
knight
doing
divine
will-
plan.
Everything he's doing will please Boethian, so it should help us.
It actually will. Funnily enough. Spreading lies and treachery within the walls will probably really, really excite him.
Only if you do it well.
I mean, I wasn't planning on doing it badly.
I mean, everyone's
It is
subconsciously thinking it
it
from
is a-
Night Whispers.
It is a
We never planned to do anything bad.
It is a difficult prospect, is all I will say. You're less so setting people against the refugees, probably, but sowing discord against the Imperial presence in the heart of the Imperial presence in Skyrim is a bit more of a task.
To
But you know,
do that, I just have to try. I just have to turn them against. I just have to turn the Imperial presence against the refugees because they think they're all Ulfric spies, and then turning the populace against the Imperial presence will do itself.
in 4 days.
I mean, I work fast. I work for Uncle Ulfric.
I love your
It seems-
ambition. I don't think Tullius is that likely to just start butchering people in
I
Solitude.
didn't say butchering. It doesn't have to be butchery. It just has to be enough curbs on liberty and enough crackdowns that people start thinking against it.
In 4 days.
Yes.
It's possible. It is not likely. But it is possible. And I'm not going to stop and try.
So we have one ambitious several-person plan and one very ambitious one-man plan.
I mean, to be extremely fair to Benji, it is the only plan that has been put forward with a shred of feasibility to it that someone's committed to, and notably which does not involve summoning monsters from the Netherworld. So
I got
think he's-
pretend
he's-
castle maintenance crew in there.
He's doing his best with what... Yeah, but no one was committed to that.
I
He's
suppose.
doing his best with what he's got. I don't think he necessarily wants to be doing this plan. I'm sure he would prefer to be doing something with a higher chance of success, but everyone else is off trying to summon demons, and this is really all he has.
It really is.
You got something out against demons. What's wrong with demons?
Yes, I have something against demons.
Are you against
So-
Big Demon?
Catclop, Revere, and Yuhnbric. For my benefit, what are you three doing? We've got Team Khajiit Core is off to research Deirdre. We've got Team Nord 2 is off to try and sow discord in the heart of the Imperial populace. And you guys are...
Team OG Nord, the team with no Nords.
Team
See,
True Son of Skyrim, there you go.
raised here.
During the evening, I reckon I could start spooking people by just skulking around.
But your
It can't
presence here in
hurt.
general is probably a problem. So I don't know if you
It's very true. Probably like hiding during the day and then at night come out, just like prowl around, like just start like getting people on edge, basically.
definitely psych people out.
Yeah.
I feel like we should go and visit the Bard's College. And
I could help with that as well, I guess.
Can I work on a plan by myself?
Certainly, it's what Benji's doing.
Okay, so my idea is like the main issue of Solitude is the gates, right? If the gate
less so,
exist-
actually, I'm afraid. Castle Dower is here as well, so even if the actually fairly formidable gates were blown, that would still leave the second hardest to siege castle in the country after the Blue Palace, which is also in Solitude, to get through.
Okay. I want to take a look at that and see if there's I want to maybe make some sort of engineering roll to see if I can figure out the best way to blow open the gates and all the walls of the secondary palace on the inside.
Of Castle Dower, you mean?
Yeah, Castle Dower, yeah.
Yeah, Castle Dower is very firmly not a palace. It is in every way, shape, and form an imperial garrison.
It's all funnily enough.
Sorry?
It's a castle, funnily enough.
No, it's a valid assumption. Most castles serve.
I said palace because you said the blue palace in my brain.
Yeah, the blue palace is... Do you remember the architecture of Solitude? It's all it's built on the big arch, right?
Yeah, I just looked up pictures of it. But
the blue palace is the bit where the actual High Queen lives and the court and such. It's like the palace of Skyrim, and also is quite hard to get into. And then Castle Dower is out in the lower district of Solitude, which might have a name. I really don't recall.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would Ulfric be annoyed if that castle didn't exist anymore?
It is extremely unlikely that you're going to be able to blow up Castle Dower. Castle Dower or the Blue Palace?
So Castle Dower is the one on the spur that comes out, the rock spur?
That's blue. That's the
Blue Palace. The Blue Palace.
But in either case, it is extremely unlikely. Like, if nothing else, it looks fragile, but that rock arch is colossal.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
okay,
it's not
play something, I think.
Cool.
So I'm going to spend some time figuring out the best way to get into Castle Dower.
Okay, so you're looking to get into Castle Dower through stealth. Arnulf rather is looking to set the populace against the Imperials / vice versa, Imperial garrison rather, which just leaves Revere. What are you doing? Well, Revere and Catclop, technically, in fact.
I'd like to head up to the Bard's College.
So are you going within Catclop, or were you going to wait till nightfall and start scaring people? Like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Oh, someone should probably find us a base of operations.
I could do that, actually. That is one thing I'm good at looking for things. I have a good observe role.
Yes, but you can't, purchase
anyone.
lodgings or talk to people.
I can find someone, though, and then I can get someone else to buy it.
Well, just go up to someone.
Or one of you. I said, I found a place. Or, no, I have to go up to Mojo and say, Mojo, I found somewhere. Can you tell someone to go buy it?
Mojo Jojo.
You have to go up.
Oh
to
no, I've
Jomo.
lost my mojo.
So, Jomo.
Yes, for the rest of the campaign, Jomo will be played by Mike Myers, doing his Austin Powers voice.
Mojo Jojo from the Powerpuff Girls, doing the Mojo Jojo voice.
Oh, Jojo.
That's quite good, actually.
It's, as Clapclop, I don't feel there's a lot I can offer to the plan. As Nick, I can offer a lot.
That is
but
fair.
still once.
You are perfectly permitted to just put yourself in someone's background, but whose background do you want to be in that case?
You know what? I'll be in the background of Callum, do you want me with Revere? I'm happy going with Revere or with the Khajiit. I'll go
You
with
can
you.
come with me. I mean, what I would say is that we could go and do lodgings quite quickly, and then we can go to the Bard College anyway. Because, yeah, I mean, the Bard College you'll probably have a load of bards that will want to write songs about you, or who will be quite interested in you.
That's very true. Okay, yeah, we'll go with the Bard College.
Yeah, and in me, and who has a better story than Revere Bran?
Oh yeah, so I should go with you as well, just in case you start blurting Stormcloak stuff out as well.
What are you going to do? Like tackle me or something?
Yes.
It's probably quite effective, actually, yes. I don't know if he can necessarily pin you, but he can definitely knock the breath out of you.
Can he not? He's a very big cat.
Do you not remember what I did to What's-Her-Face? I just sat on her.
I can't forget it.
Do, but remember that Revere also spec for punching things, and thus has a fairly high strength in the system.
Yeah, but that's like saying you're a super good martial artist doesn't mean you can lift a tiger.
The system being what it is, Revere stands a reasonable chance in any given grapple roll.
I think we both do.
No, yeah,
That'd be
that's
very
my
interesting.
point, is you have relatively similar strengths.
Okay.
So,
I'll go with it.
we'll hop over then to the people who had their shit sorted first, which was Team Core Khajiit, I believe.
I like the idea that strength in Skyrim is more about willpower than actual muscle mass. It's more convincing yourself you're stronger if you're about roughly the same strength as a tiger.
Well, I mean,
Or a dragon.
Sorry. So, Team Khajiit, you begin your hunt. Where are you going? Joe
Library?
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Library.
The public library,
Yeah,
whereupon the books of evil demon summoning shall be found.
I mean, you say that, but, like, yes. They're not, like, you're not supposed to summon the Daedra, but they're not, like, 40k level demons. Like, in Daggerfall, the places you could summon the Daedra, the actual Daedric princes, chiefly, legally, were the Mages Guild and any given temple.
Legally, they had you just summon a Daedric prince and some guard comes on like, I'll have you know.
You'll do the time.
You need
Think of it as more as decriminalised.
Yeah, you need a suitable altar is the thing. So you could do it through the legal channels where people could see you, or you could go to a shady backyard witch's coven and try and sort it there.
Just someone opens up their jacket. I got a real nice shrine back here. I do.
Yeah.
Fold out shrine comes out of the jacket.
Libraries.
I'll let you shrine anything here.
That's oddly suggestive. Cool, there are no prescripted libraries. So you find your way to Celine's Scrolls and Tidbits. Which I'm just going to note now. A relatively small, privately run library, but it's for the edification of the masses. They're sponsored by the Bards Guild, but they're a little bit downtrodden rather. So everything's a little bit tatty. The lass behind the counter, Celine herself, you presume, is somewhat run down. She's a slightly tired-looking Breton, these big bags under her eyes. And sort of gives you a cheery smile as you enter, but otherwise pays no real attention to you, continuing to thumb frustratedly through her book. What do?
She has thumbs as well.
Quickly, sweep the entire shop in case there are 2 gay vampires in the back.
God, no.
We're not falling for that again.
Was that a library?
I don't think it was a library, but it seems like the kind of place he'd hang out.
I'm missing some with this reference.
You were one of the gay vampires.
Oh, wait, I remember now.
Anywho, see, look around, see if I spy any interesting book titles. There are books.
Yeah, let's have a nice roll on that. Let's see, what are you looking for here?
I haven't opened any of the rule books today.
Do you have a suitable profession?
Can you in fact read?
No.
Otherwise, I would say this is probably conjuration. He can read. I think by default everyone can read in this system.
Okay.
Observe?
I'll let you do observe at -10.
Okay, dope.
To use to Warhammer Fantasy, where only I and I think one other person can read.
I enjoy systems where not everyone can read, but I think they need like some supporting mechanics, and there's not really much in the way of supporting mechanics for it here.
Very similar to let's say OnlyFans there, Only War, and funny enough, our Dark Heresy party, which I'm pretty sure is about 50% literate.
And then you had Mal, who decided to play a freaking mute character.
So, what's this rolling off? Is it just perception?
Yeah, perception.
Perception.
Shit out of this. I want to perceive.
Nope. Spend a lucky.
On that bad boy.
Gonna spend a lucky.
Oh,
Oof.
off on that bad boy.
Oh no. Tanzarian's gonna get sunk.
You can burn a luck.
Molag Bal's coming out.
How does burn a luck work? Do I burn 1 point and then do a
You burn from your characteristic, not from your threshold. So you burn 3 points of luck from your characteristic, and then you get another reroll.
I want to burn.
It's
been getting progressively lower.
It's getting better by exactly 12 each time.
Although at the same time, 73 and 83 are both unlucky numbers. One off both times.
I mean,
just on the subject of luck, do we get it back? Is it permanent?
You get
if you burn it, you get it.
Yeah, you don't get burnt luck back, but you get a point, like a luck point that you roll with returns at the start of every session.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I've been using him right then.
You've been steadily increasing your luck characteristic by 1 each session.
Up it
Yeah, it's now
goes.
75.
Cool.
That is. What's it? 4 failure, 4 degrees of bad.
4 degrees of failure. Tut tut. Yeah, you spend some time mousing through the library, and it's not that you can't. There's necessarily nothing here. It's that even for quite a small library, there's just so much stuff.
Sorry.
Olay.
So that wasn't meant to autoplay. I don't know why it did.
There's just so much stuff. Did that sneeze sound like a thoom to anyone else? Was that just...
It's just you.
I swear I heard a thoom.
It didn't sound like a theme, but it did sound like someone talking in a distant video, actually.
See that? So yes, there's just so much in the way of books, scrolls, old dusty old things all over the place. Fuck knows how much of any of it's actually worth, but the place does seem to be stuffed to the gills. It looks like you're going to have to ask the person at the desk if you want to find anything.
Well, step in. Captain Carl.
Oh, Callum, we're not
You can
doing that
always,
again.
Always chug a charisma potion if you want to.
Jomo.
Yeah, right then.
Define yeah, alright then, mate. What are you doing here?
I'll ask.
How are you... Oh, sorry.
How many points was the buff? We'll put it written down. For the potion.
I think it varied depending on the potion, as I recall. Did you and Nicholas have it written down?
What was that? The potions?
Yeah.
Oh, what we had?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what they did.
Got the time, but not the magnitude, if you will.
I don't think I've got that down. So we'll be back in chat, but that's a bit of a way.
Cool. I want to say it was spell strength. Do you have the spell strength written down at all?
I think there were 2 different ones.
You got to write the strength of these things down.
Yeah, screw it. Can't be asked.
Cool.
But yeah.
What are you saying to the last then? You might look like it's not that.
What was the name of the heavily air-quoted museum over in, come on, close the sheet. There we go.
Dawnstar.
Oh, where was it? Dawnstar.
Let me just have a double check for you. It was, oh god, the wiki just listed it as Silas Vesuvius' house. It's the Museum of the Mythic Dawn.
Greetings, miss. This one was recently at the Museum of the Mythic Dawn, and I would like to know more of these Daedra worshippers. Where are your materials on such?
The lass behind the counter kind of blinks, confused. I don't think I could advise reading about that. Maroon's Dagon especially is... She shudders. A horrible cove.
Well, could you suggest any lesser? This is quite a fascinating topic, you see.
She nods at that one. Well, there are some more pleasant Daedra out there. Meridia is widely considered to be somewhat more tolerable, and Sanguine is at least less murderous.
Well, you see, for a long time, my people have been involved and understand a little bit about, what was the name of Bothia, I believe. I would like to take this opportunity to learn a little more about the history of this one, and how it may relate to my own culture.
She She nods at that one. I believe we have some histories on Khajiiti culture and ancestry before the coming of the main, sort of towards the back next to the loom.
Thank you. Yeah, just gonna start browsing in that direction, I suppose.
With that, she goes back to her book.
I mean, be bold, I guess.
Say what?
Yeah. What'd you say, Benji?
I mean, be bold, I guess, then.
I don't know. I mean, I think he was talked down pretty successfully from looking into the, what's it called? Maroon's Dagon history stuff. The Oblivion Crisis is still a very raw wound for a lot of people. Even the humans are only a couple of generations distant at this point. But you're not going to get killed for asking who Maroon's Dagon is. More just like, and how would I go about summoning him? Which he didn't ask. He, successfully toned down to, oh, yes, that does sound terrible. Maybe someone less horrible.
Hello, librarian. How would I go about summoning the end of all things?
Well, he said he was at this museum out in the Pale, and he'd been reading a little bit, and it's well known that the guy out there is a complete fucking crackpot with a weirdly over-romanticized view of the Mythic Dawn. People keep begging him to shut the museum down. You can see them do it in the game. So, finding the relevant books is not super difficult for you once you have some directions. They were indeed over next to the looms. You pick out one called the History of the Daedra in pre-main Khajiiti society. It is a dry title and a dry book, but theoretically should contain at least some references to what you're looking for. I will take from either Jomo or Zanzarin. Do either of you have a relevant profession? Doesn't look like it. In that case, I will take an investigate over intelligence, please.
Don't ask investigate.
I should be alright with that. What am I? Apprentice investigate in 38. So let's be 48.
Yeah, you're doing better than me there.
Alrighty. Oh,
exactly. 72 again. Oh no, that's no 12. So, this is a dense book. Feels like you just keep pouring through page after page.
You're self-punned. He's a cat using his paw, pouring through the book.
Let me just tab over to Discord real quick. And into the wanker's corner he goes.
I mean, you made the pun.
And into the wanker's corner he goes. Anyone else?
No, sir.
Everybody. No, we all go join wanker's corner, because if Ewan won't leave, we'll all leave.
But he runs the session.
Yeah. That's fine.
Creed can't get his P&P
Everyone who's in Wanker's Corner just isn't getting XP for the night, and everyone else gets XP, and that's how we're going to do it.
If Creed doesn't get his XP fix, Creed becomes a very angry boy.
Has he gone up to the neutral zone?
He's like, why do Mummy and Daddy have to fight?
It's fine. Well, we lost both of them, I guess, so we'll skip over to someone else. Who was by themselves? I guess Yuhnbric.
Fuck it.
Yeah, Yuhnbric. So you're... Fuck you, Cartborn.
Don't die.
It's fine, I'll cut this in post.
Peace has been negotiated.
We have an accord.
Oh god damn it, I'm dying.
See, that's what happens when you make a pun.
Yeah.
Screech. Fuck. Oh, sorry guys, I think we might actually, I know it's only 3 minutes, but we might want to call it early because I'm clearly dying of the plague here.
That is fine.
You are clearly dying of plague.
Once again, the rolls have been snatched cruelly from my hands by the Rona.
Truly, it is the greatest tragedy of this crisis, Ollie.
Yeah, you may be feeling ill, but I can't roll. What the hell?
That's almost the worst bit, is I'm not feeling ill. I'm mostly over the illness side of it now. It's just the fucking coughs. So you know when you're coughing and you can't stop, but you don't actually feel bad, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's got that tickly.
Exactly, like I can't stop it, but it's not disabling me.
Have you got a large drink of water next to you by any chance?
No,
The
I
answer's
drank it.
no. Then get more.
I had water.
Wait, is that
Then
how
get
taps work?
more.
I don't know. I don't think there's any science to support that I can just get more. What did you ask, Carl?
Are you sure that's how taps work? I thought those were one-time things.
I actually have a well in my flat block. So, but also yes, for the reference, taps are one use. That is true. Reminders for next session. Anyone have anything noted? I would suggest everyone note down their individual plans or groups. Dude.
Yeah,
Nope.
I was going to say, could you have begun research on Boethius? Got the groundwork.
Cool. Anything else?
Team OG Nord +1. Finding a base and visiting the bards.
Peace.
I just have to ask, what do you plan to get from the bards?
I'm hoping that if we pay them enough, or if we can spin enough of a yarn, that they could start subtly creating some new propaganda songs. You know, some pro-Daedra comedy to go out into the pubs.
I will give you the same comment I gave to Benji, in all fairness. 4 days.
That's fine.
Yeah, we got this.
Subtly undermining the political establishment might not be the level of chaos required, but worst case scenario, you rapidly end the civil war in Skyrim. So,
Yeah. Several bad plans can cause just as much chaos as one good plan.
any other reminders for
Get
next
all the
session?
plans you have, throw them into a blender, and shake
Any
it.
other reminders for next session?
I still want to figure out how to blow up things, specifically the castle.
Have you ever heard of wall sapping?
Wall tapping.
Yeah.
So we can dig under the walls and detonate explosives under them. So,
Yeah.
Difficult when it's built into the roots of the mountain range.
And sorry, Carl, I didn't realize you were going to explain that. Sorry, I thought you were just taking a breath.
No, yeah.
No, I like Carl trying to explain it to me. Thanks, Carl. That was interesting.
I can throw my voice. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your Benji impression's been getting really good of late. Like, any other reminders for next session? Benji.
Yes, my plan is in Discord. As you asked.
Well, yeah, it's just if you want a reminder for next session, but tell
I
me.
would like a reminder.
Then, what is your reminder?
My reminder is Arnold plans foment a tyranny of the guards against the refugees, spread rumours that Ulfric shouted the gate down, potentially infiltrate the guards.
Arnulf wants to incite guards against refugees. Arnulf... I know that you've misspelled your own name. And so I shall do so too.
There's an extra A in it. Yes.
Solve Whiterun. And Arnulf might want to infiltrate the guards. Cool. Anyone got any final reminders for next week? No? Wunderbar. Feedback. Anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time. I know I gave everyone like a little bit of a free-form thing for planning what you were wanting to do. You've got 2 sessions for actioning your various plans.
I feel like it may have been slightly too freeform.
Yes, in retrospect, mistakes were made.
Right. 2, 3, 4.
Memories made. You'll never know how much he's planned.
Any other feedback?
I think maybe setting a hard limit on how long we have to time, because we got 6 minutes to like plan a thing, then we got I think 6 more minutes and that sort of stuff. Well, I might have just misheard something.
You had 10 minutes in Whiterun, and then after that, we kind of sped through, and I was basically allowing you this session to like get your serious,
Then I like
stuff allotted for next session, for the next 2 sessions, and then that would be what's it called? Everything getting enacted. So like all of the prep work that you had time for was this session. Was the idea. We may get bad endings in this campaign. I hope everyone's prepped for that. But we'll see.
Is that if we do or don't summon the Daedra?
Kind of depends, really. It depends how the summoning goes.
Good.
Good.
Summoning a Daedra, for the record, isn't the same as bringing them into the material plane.
Okay.
No.
One is like getting an audience with them / forcing them to talk to you, and one is bringing a god onto Mundus and letting them smack people.
Which didn't end well last time.
But when we summon them to talk to them, they can still influence the world, can't they?
Not much more than usual.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's a reason that it's even vaguely licensable. Though Daggerfall was like 200 years ago, and magic was better then. At least in effect, if not in the lore. But it basically was. Any other feedback?
Why does it always end like this?
Is it because when we were planning, you took the piss?
No, because I didn't.
Oh, it's
Is it
fine.
because we have young Nicholas?
He did mastermind and champion the Summon the Daedra plan, which
This is true.
against all odds actually won out in the end.
As Yuhan was going, no, please don't let that one win out. Please don't let that one win out.
I am not fussed which plan you go with, as long as you go with
A plan.
A plan.
And the Daedra plan, it's not probably the best thing, I guess, but to be fair, it's difficult coming up with these things, and it has at least a chance of success, and I think importantly, of the many plans suggested, is actionable within a reasonable time frame, as is potentially blowing up the building. Both of them difficult, both of them fraught with issues, both of them can work in 4 days.
I'm gonna houses of parliament the shit out of this castle.
You realise that particular conspiracy was caught at the very last moment, and all involved were executed.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that. Executed so hard, we still celebrate it. Oh,
Yep.
man, I miss Bonfire Night.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much faith in my plan.
I mean, fair. Cool. Any other feedback? No? Fair? Any narrative questions? Anything anyone was narratively unclear on in that session? Okay. Mild apologies to Team Khajiit, incidentally, they didn't get much of a chance to get their strongbox back. If you get the good ending for the campaign, you will get to go back and reclaim it.
Yeah, as a lore question, if we do end up failing to open the gates, how screwed is Ulfric?
Pretty much. He's committed himself on a full frontal assault to both of the hardest to assault places in the entire country. And Skyrim is one of the more fortified places in much of Tamriel. So, fucked. Yeah, it's going to be a slaughter.
Well,
I do think if it takes the pressure off you a little bit, that the guards in town, the Ulfric's elite commandos did casually drop that you weren't the only people he'd sent.
yes, I got that, but we don't. If we don't succeed, we don't get paid.
That is very true. And I guess
And whilst Revere might be in this for the glory, the rest of us are in this for the money.
yeah, 9k, and your shit back, and loot,
Also.
and maybe future pay. You could have a lucrative career as spies come. No, just spies. Any other narrative questions?
Nope.
Nope. Cool. Let me just calculate out some XP. Talk amongst yourselves while I choke for a moment.
Word.
Oh, saying that, actually, I need to talk people for XP. Plot progression. Does anyone feel like they made any significant plot progression this session?
We got
I
it.
did on multiple plans.
A new grand plan is in motion.
We successfully brought down the gates of Solitude and cheesed it.
Whiterun.
Whiterun, yeah,
And
that's
that
the
happened
one.
last session. And also, not all of you cheesed it. You left a man behind.
We did get into Solitude.
Did get into
True.
Solitude.
We made amends with Farenghar.
Farenghar's absolutely getting a positive ending slide, no matter what ending we hit. Swear to God, he deserves it. I don't know why, but I feel so much for him.
Couldn't he just go to a temple of some kind and get some kind of healing blessing for his teeth to come back?
I think they do hit points, not limbs. Like, you can still have bits chopped off you. And teeth and such would constitute the same thing. It's one of those D&D situations where, hit points plus healing potions make everything weird, because, yes, mechanically you should absolutely be able to heal any and all damage, but also, no, you can't sometimes for arbitrary reasons. He's also a wizard, and healing is a spell rather than the cleric thing in Elder Scrolls, so he's probably got healing himself. Cool. Any... what am I talking about? Any other? Character development. Does anyone feel like they developed their character this session?
Zoom.
Nazim not only did not develop his character, all he did was betray Whiterun to the Stormcloaks.
I mean, that's a pretty good character arc. Nobody saw it coming.
It's not his arc. How did none of you see Nazim leading people into the Cloud District when asked? The biggest security hole in all of Whiterun is Nazim. He was critical to both stages of the siege.
Yeah, exactly. He fooled everyone. Master of deception.
Local
We should get double the XP for it.
proves to be deciding factor in Norse Civil War, or Nord Civil War, rather.
We had Revere becoming his captain.
That's very true.
Instantly
Yes. Change the sheet accordingly.
That's good. The Khajiit happy summoning Daedra. So that's progression in a. Oh, we're happy to do this.
Yeah, we learned a bit more about our culture.
Yeah.
I feel
Is it
like
more about the culture, or just young Nicholas osmosing his way into a culture? You know what this culture needs? More demon summoning.
if young Nicholas was going to pick a pro-Daedra culture, he would have picked Dunmer,
Boo!
who are openly worshipping 4 of them, including Boethia, at the moment. Team Khajiit did learn a bit about their heritage. I will give you that. I don't think Team Khajiit being okay with summoning the Daedra is necessarily a huge deviation from your character, for the record, or growth thereof, because you've been okay with doing pretty much anything that nets you money, or money equivalent goods. Any other character development? Nope, fair enough. Excellence of roleplay. Does anyone feel like anyone else roleplayed particularly well this session?
I think Carl did. Carl did a pretty good journal.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
Callum did really well, I think. With when he got promoted and so forth.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think Nick roleplayed a Skyrim horse incredibly well with the mountain scaling.
He refused to make any noise on the one time we asked him to make noise. All
He
hail
did
the birth of Noclop.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
Well, exactly. The horses, when you're scaling, they don't make any noise unless they fall, and I didn't fall.
Doubt.
Winnies.
Finally, 2,000? No. 200.
Yeah.
200,000. Okay.
200,000, yeah, that sounds good to me.
200,000 XP. And now
He said
we
it.
scale the challenge.
Now we face every single dragon in Skyrim at once, and that will ever be, and has not yet been created.
Alduin has eaten the cart. What do?
Wait, I got this. Quest! I have a quest!
Why didn't we think about that as part of our draw the Dragonborn in?
We need like a giant horn and shout there like, "We have a quest! We have a quest!"
What did I suggest?
All of Skyrim
What did I
is.
I suggested we get a barrel, put it on the side, we foom through it, but we could also quest through it.
Yeah, that was one of your
remember.
open plans initially, and it was even going pretty well, I thought, until someone started shrieking about the Daedra and got everyone else on side for it. So I made that out to be 360 experience points for session number 18. That's 20 points plot progression, getting started on multiple plans for Solitude, plus breaking into Solitude in the first place. Although Creed does keep fucking cheesing it by just house-catting his way into places.
I mean,
20 points character development. Revere becomes a Stormcloak captain, and Team Khajiit learns more about their culture. 20 points excellence of roleplay. Some nice little Jomo bits. Revere enjoying his new Stormcloak authority. 100 points standard plus 200 points for the songs.
Sorry, how much was that total?
360, I make it out to be.
Yep.
And that brings us on to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights. Callum, do you have any highlights of that session?
Just generally summoning the Daedra. Oh no, could we draw the circle?
God damn it. Any other highlights?
Farenghar behind the curtain.
Farenghar's secret fire behind the curtain.
Farenghar secret fire behind the curtain.
Anything else?
No, not for me for now.
I just love the image of someone who describes himself as secret fire hiding behind a curtain. It's just incredible to me. Young Nicholas, do you have any highlights for that session?
Big chaos.
God damn it. He's been making notes. Any other highlights?
But you made the pun.
I'm not noting that. Any other highlights?
Pause through the pages.
Any other highlights? Young Nicholas
Research.
Young Nicholas is done with his highlights, I feel. Now I have to be very careful about who I ask next, otherwise this could go very poorly.
Very
There he goes again!
I am so incredibly mad at all of you. Ollie, do you have any highlights from that session?
Yeah.
Would you like to share them with the group? Or are those your highlights and your mum packed them for you and no one else is allowed any of them?
You even gave me a little drawing on the paper bag. Yeah, so I liked it when I attempted to escape. I used getting arrested as a way for getting into cities.
You didn't get arrested in the end, though.
Yeah, in the end, but it seemed like a fairly solid plan. You know, a fairly solid.
Probably would have been, but you also didn't plan it. It just happened.
Planned. Definitely planned. Nick, Skyrim horsing it into Solitude. To get into Solitude was only a -10.
To get into Solitude via the mountain as well. Fuck my life.
Yeah, to get into Solitude via the mountain was a -10.
Dude.
And if you also had room for it to get in via the mountain and via scaling the walls or jumping over the walls.
Who jumped over the walls?
And then not jumped over the walls, but like we had to go onto the wall and then go down on the other side of the wall. So we went up the mountain. No, the mountain might come in.
It was planned to me to Thoom Creed over, but it was pointed out that Creed would die if I attempted it.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it wouldn't work, and even if it did, you would kill him. Not.
Wait, would it though? Because cats can survive their terminal velocity.
Yeah.
Yes, they can actually.
So if I fired him high enough, he'd just drift down over the town.
I still
James Bond style.
I still think it depends where he lands.
All we need is a water skin and a barrel to make this plan work.
Hold on, is Creed immune to full damage?
No, he is not.
I do take less, I think.
I do as well.
I can't think of anything else.
Cool. Carl, do you have any highlights for that session?
I don't have anything specific for this session.
Cool. Creed, do you have any highlights for that session?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a pre-session comment, but I just liked it. Bombastic arson.
Bombastic arson. Fair. Any other highlights?
Captain Revere instantly adapts.
Instantly what?
Adapts.
Oh, fair.
Yes.
I like how he's just instantly asking, am I higher rank than the party?
Fall in line, maggots.
The best bit is, like, it's not even like Ulfric particularly likes Revere. Revere's just the only person who asked, like, oh, can I be a captain? Back in Wilhelm. And Ulfric went, yeah, sure, whatever. If you do this, okay, I'll give you all the gold stars you like.
I'm not sure. I probably didn't fancy my chances of being made a captain, if I'm honest.
Too much of a target?
I'm a cat. I'm a small cat.
Cat.
I'm surprised enough they made me a uniform.
Any other highlights, Creed?
A new grand plan.
It's like 5 separate plans.
A grand plan. They're just the steps.
I can't not think of the General Melchett scene. Any other highlights?
Pause through the pages.
No.
I feel like almost slipped in there.
Any other highlights?
Should we take a pause?
Very poorly.
Benji, do you have any highlights for that session?
Where to start?
As long as
Usually at the beginning.
Okay, going with my favourite one. When in doubt, summon Molag Bal.
do you mean Molag Bal?
Yes, not Molag Bal.
Cool. Anything else?
So, you've only got 4 days.
We've got the best PR department around. A cat that would project its words into everyone's minds within 300 meters, and they can't resist it.
Yeah. They have to hear it.
You're also probably in the place in Skyrim, like, best equipped to be able to deal with that. In terms of, they're going to have people who can work out where you would have been and take a... Like, it might actually take them longer than 4 days to figure out who and what's doing it, but it's not like if you did it in fucking Carthawasten or Morthal, where get fucked, the bumblefucks are not going to have any idea what the shit is happening. It's got the Blue Palace to hand, which means, like, the ritziest court mages in the land.
But it also means that we can find, not say find, but we can alert other Daedra worshippers to the presence and what's going on.
I need to head off, guys. I'll catch you lovely people later.
Catch you later.
Bye, Ollie.
Go on.
Young Nicholas. If you broadcast to everyone in a 300-meter radius, the secret cult meetup is happening here.
No, I mean, they'll hear the words or they'll see something about deity, and they'll know that something's going down to do with that Daedra.
That is very true, as will everyone else within 300 meters.
True.
Yeah.
Will immediately dob you in.
That's assuming I stay static throughout the night.
This is true. You can, just run around the lower district of Solitude. They also do have, because a civil war is brewing, the fucking Imperial Mage Battle Corps at Castle Dower.
Oh. To get the spooky mage.
Not saying you can't get away with this shit, you absolutely can. But again, of all the places in Skyrim to be able to maybe figure out what the shit this is...
I see something about aiming for the stars or shooting for the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, you know how that one goes. You aim for the moon so you can die amongst the cold wastes between the stars.
Mhm.
Right.
Any other highlights, Benji?
Why
Sorry.
does it always come to this? Why does it always end in demons?
Because I'm present.
I'm really looking forward to the Black Crusade campaign where young Nicholas spends 20 full sessions trying and failing to summon minor demons.
I know, right?
Or indeed this, where you spend the entire time trying and failing to summon Boethia and eventually get Sheogorath. Anything else?
Everyone wastes time in Whiterun?
We didn't waste time. We had our 10 minutes. Spent them well. Made
More than
amends.
Khajiit wasted all that time.
I didn't.
Didn't you guys look at a pile of rubble and go, our money is under that?
I'm
What was
Such a
that
shame,
waste?
we cannot get-
it only took about 20 seconds of IRL time. I'm still going to give it to Benji, though, on the grounds that we did lose 2 sessions to Whiterun that I didn't expect us to. So there was a whole battle at Dragonbridge section, which I scrapped so that we could get to Solitude.
Aw.
But yeah, it's fine. Ulfric's off having that exciting content by himself.
Damn Ulfric.
Can we get his character XP?
No.
Oh, why?
Damn it.
It's part of the
I
party.
forgot that
Why
I gave
not,
our
though?
sessions XP to Nazim.
Oh, yeah.
So bad.
Nazim has at least 120 XP.
Zim, you can't
Yeah.
transfer XP to him.
That was going to be my final
No, I
highlight.
did that.
Everyone except Yuhnbric fucking cheeses it.
Yuhnbric
Oh,
cheesed it, he just failed.
Yeah, so he fell over in the dirt while everyone else just powered away from him.
Polar bear rules and all, innit?
Yeah. You have always been a bit... to be fair, you all tried to stop for him, I just wouldn't let you. Not after he failed the roll. But I've noted it down. Cool, am I missing someone? I think I've done everyone. Cool, and I think I've only got one extra highlight to add to that, which is tiniest Stormcloak. Stormcloak? Tiniest Stormcloak uniform.
Actually, yeah, that reminds me I've got one more highlight then.
Oh yeah?
Well, it was Ulfric's response to being asked if he could have one, which was incredibly gravelly accent. That's fucking adorable.
I was thinking it could be a fun thing to incorporate into a plan if in the night I just crawl out of alleyways and stare at guards as a cat dressed as a Stormcloak and then run away.
I almost wish I'd given you all longer to get into psychological manipulation. Where was this in the fucking auction plan?
It's I had the image of, when a small cat walks past a low light and it casts a really big shadow and then turns the corner and then people follow it and then it's just Nick there, or Dawimbar, just an actual giant cat.
Yes. Just fucking. Me and Zanzarema, we're out at night, just doing terrible things, just spreading
Psychological
chaos
warfare.
at night.
So thank you all for a lovely session number 18. Does anyone have any final words for the recording?
But you
Draw the circle.